I remember exactly how it began. The second time I smoked weed with her, she just came out like, oh, hey, by the way, you know I'm a hooker, right? It's a little bit really bad hindsight. Like, I just got into a bunch of perspective because I met a bunch of different kind of people. This person was a hooker.
Welcome to the Bastard Sermon.
Welcome to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. This is one of your three hosts, Cody Hucker,
Patrick Seta,
and Luke motherfreaking Young.
and today we have on our good friend Daniel Parker Ferguson. Daniel is a local musician. He's played in many bands across the Cincinnati scene. He's super talented. He can play everything from fucking drums to bass to guitar. He can sing. He's a bad motherfucker. He's hilarious, and you guys are gonna love him. Welcome, Daniel.
Woo! Thank you.
Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank
Pat
you.
has something he wants to start with.
welcome, Rachel.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Rachel.
I always
Cody.
do this.
Hi.
I always do this. I always remember the first guest.
No,
She
don't
hasn't
mind
been-
me. I'm just over here in the corner.
In my defense, Rachel is on the right side of me, and I'm looking at all three of you guys, and Rachel's just in
He's
the corner
intentionally
by
not
herself.
looking at me.
And, of course, we have on Rachel motherfucking Morrison. You guys all know her. I don't know how to set her up. You're not, like, a musician. You don't have anything crafty on the internet, do you, that you want to
Young
plug?
Rachel.
Yeah, it's young Rachel. You guys
just-
know.
Welcome.
I'm just
She's
me.
here often.
Welcome back.
All right.
All right, so, Dan, I heard you have a really infectious laugh. Don't laugh right now, but let me tell you a joke.
All right, we've got a...
I got a joke I want to tell you first. Why did the turkey cross the road?
I don't know why.
It was the chicken's day off.
That's so dumb.
Is it as dumb as this joke in this next video here?
Nice segue.
What's your name, my love?
Mary.
And is it impolite to ask?
All right, just to set this up, this is Britain's Got Talent, and this is Mary Summa, spelled S-U-M-A-H on Britain's Got Talent.
Your age, Mary?
48.
Do you have a day job?
Yeah, I'm a support
Simon.
worker.
What is it you're going to do for us today?
Today I'm going to do a comedy. I've been to a comedy school.
Okay. So how much you...
Does Britain's
What
Got
the
Talent record their audio in a fucking cave? Is that where they do this?
What's comedian
Through a
school?
potato.
Could be
Comedy school. Is that a real thing?
I think that's
It's
where
like
failed
clown school.
comedians.
It's like clowns.
It's
you
one of
know,
those
like clown
scams.
school.
Comedy
It's
school.
an email scam.
I think it's where failed comedians go and pretend to lecture about what they know about stand-up comedy and teach people how to
they're all
write
failed.
jokes.
You
And
can-
everybody that comes out of there sucks dick. Like
There is actually a comedy branch of psychology that you can follow in certain schools. I think Aziz Ansari did the same thing, and that's why he weaseled his way into comedy.
Oh yeah, nothing's funnier than comedy theory and a thesis about comedy. Yeah, nothing really makes me laugh like paperwork and
All right.
fucking
Like
education.
paperwork.
All right, back into this. So she just graduated from Britain's fucking joke school.
You pay to learn?
I think it was 200 pounds.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
She paid 200 pounds.
Was it to a Nigerian prince?
Good
Like,
evening, ladies. How are you feeling
It
today?
was an online school.
Feeling good.
it was an email.
Are you all
I
right?
like to participate. Yes.
It's like being
No,
ordained
you're
online.
all left.
What?
Hold on, you guys blew the punchline. How are you
Yeah,
gonna
let's
fuck
go.
up the punchline to such a great joke? We gotta go back now.
It's that bad.
Hold
Are you
on.
all right? Yeah. No, you are all left.
It doesn't even make any sense.
Cue
What
the
does that
crickets.
mean?
No, you're all left, and then everybody just stands there, and
Whack.
everybody's butthole gets tight for her. Like, oh god. I just want to see what they react to it. What's the? What,
Hold on. Simon
Simon's
Cowell's
reaction.
Oh,
face
yes.
right now to this chick's joke is just pure disdain. Like in his left eye, not his right, because you know clearly he has a lazy eye. That There's a rage buried back there.
No, bro, I don't think that's a lazy eye. I think her joke was so bad that it gave him a stroke.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
The left side of his face is just starting to sink in. He was like, does anybody else smell toast? Burning toast?
I feel bad for the girl though, because she's like comes from like some Nigerian village. She's like, oh, she's the funniest. Her laughter, her jokes bring joy to my day when I only can eat the
he's like an
flies
Indian
and the
man.
mosquitoes.
All right. Let's see how they react. He just closes his eyes and doesn't say anything.
Oh,
4 X's? You're
Shit it
kidding
on,
me.
shit it on,
Look at
shit
her.
it on,
Oh,
and
shit.
shit it on.
give her
She
one
didn't
more
have
joke.
any other jokes.
Give
it
her
was
one
just
more
that
joke.
one joke.
She might have had more jokes, but I think the first
shocking-
one bombed so hard that they were like, nope. And just
Yeah, but it
ended
took a while before they buzzed her. Like, there was a
what
lot
else?
of silence in between then. And
What
like,
else?
The
would she
best
have
part
said?
of a bad joke is letting people sit in their bad joke because it just gets so uncomfortable and shit. Like, just watching everybody just, like, cringe and fucking crawl inside themselves. That's
The thing that shocks me on this is that in order to get on these shows, I'm pretty sure you have to go through an audition phase, like 2 or 3 audition phases in order to actually get on television in front of the stars. So she had to go through all that.
You know they set up losers to fail, right? You know
Yeah.
they
That's
do
what I was
that.
about to say. That's
Television.
fucked up.
It's a huge part of
It's really
television.
fucked up.
They're
What a
like,
fucked
"Oh,
up
you're
thing
gonna
to
be
do."
great." They hype him up and shit. And they're like, "Can you believe how fucking terrible that everyone his left joke was? Oh, I can't wait to see her die on camera and commit suicide later." Like, that's some shit that you just wrecks
gotta-
your whole life.
I know a girl
Really
that
not
did
give
that
a
once.
fuck about your fucking people.
This thing has 2,085,000 fucking views. This ruins somebody's life if you get up there and fucking. Can you imagine?
Or-
And she looks at the fucking comments and looks at 27,000 likes on the video.
You guys are saying she's shitty, but the numbers are fucking there, bud. She's got comedy gold.
Second joke.
She's
still,
famous.
still better than Schumer. These motherfuckers.
I wish there was like and I really want to know what happened to her after this. Like, what's she doing with life now? Is she like a living meme or something?
Let's look her up and see if we can find Mary. Maybe she got better. Maybe she's a
Maybe she's got
brilliant
her own-
comic now.
Her own TV show.
I
her
heard
own
Maybe
sitcom.
the bomb in and of itself was the joke.
I heard she opens for Eliza Scherzinger now.
Can you say that name
Just
one
total
more
cringe.
time into the mic for us?
Eliza
Oliver?
Scherzinger?
Is that Eliza Eliza Schlesinger?
Schlesinger. Yeah, I said it very wrong.
Schlesinger.
I said Scherzinger.
She has a Facebook that says 164 likes.
This motherfucker says, "Are you all right?" There's no way this is actually her. She wouldn't have led with that on the Facebook intro.
That's what she's famous for. Sorry, I didn't see it. Go up to that joke. I
Why
haven't
are
seen
you
it.
passing up everything we need to be reading right now?
Sorry, I didn't see you there. Too busy blocking out the haters with an 8.
Yes.
15 likes. Okay, all right. We're done with Mary.
No, we're
15
not.
likes.
No, we're not.
I'm giving up on Mary, Luke. I don't think there's anything.
I'm sure every one of her comments say,
I'm
"Are
gonna-
you all right?"
I think that Wells is dry and shitty as her jokes. All
I'm
right.
fucking adding her.
Moving on. Daniel, as a musician, I'm sure that you encounter other great musicians, and I want to introduce you and the whole world to Ed from Under Indictment. Ed is going to revolutionize the way that we all play guitar. And as a guitarist, I feel like this is something very pertinent to your life. I just want you to see this video. We're going to crack him for the whole world. This dude only has 2,500 views, and I mean,
He will be famous.
How did
he's
you
famous, you
find
hear
this?
me?
I don't know how I found it. I get drunk and browse the internet, and sometimes I save it in tabs, and I look at my tabs later, and I was like, yes, podcast material. But, yeah, so anyways, Daniel, I want to introduce you to Ed, and I think that this will be a video that you'll study
it.
for years to
Just
come.
do it.
Hello, my name is Ed. I would like to introduce to you a new way of playing guitar, which I think will revolutionize guitar playing.
that video quality.
Check it out.
He's one of them technical guitarists.
I mean, that's some real, like, Paul Gilbert, Yngwie Malmsteen shit right there. I mean, next level. Just one more second of this.
This dude's gonna get so much pussy with this shredding.
It's super shredded.
Well, he's got my pussy.
Like he's really trying.
Dude, look at the concentration on this motherfucker's face. How dare you have that face
I have
and
that
play
strap.
that, sir.
I have that same guitar strap.
The one with the
You know this dude?
the dad flame
Yeah,
strap.
dude, I know this
Did you
dude.
get it at the guitar? Did you meet this guy at the guitar strap
He's
store?
my instructor.
In all seriousness, have you ever worked with any musicians that were on this level of bad but thought that they were fucking incredible? Like, couldn't wait to show you how they played, and then you just gotta listen to, like, they come over and they're like, "No, dude, but wait, hold on, I have an even better riff. Hold on, listen to this."
tying back to the fucking American Idol ripoff thing, I knew a girl that did that thing where she was shitty, and I was in a band with her, and she was a singer,
shitty.
and like she like wouldn't sing. I guess it felt
Because
bad
she was so shy or something?
Yeah, she was like, she would just whisper sing, and then I saw her journey through Facebook about her getting on The Voice. And her traveling all the way to like Nashville.
I feel like I'm friends with this person on Facebook.
Oh,
And then she just whispered the whole time?
No, she
I don't
probably
know.
actually sang then, but it was more like
She got
Yoko
better.
Ono, our girl.
No, dude, I have a video of the girl that Daniel's talking about that I've already got queued up. Here's what she actually sounds like on the stage.
Y'all got like audio of my girlfriend during sex?
Yeah, exactly. Dude,
Modern art is so weird.
terrible, you mean? Is that the word that you meant?
What the fuck?
It's
I mean,
like, how
put
is-
that
what
put
is
the shred
that?
song
It's
on it.
not a real thing.
No, but listen, here's what we found out on the last episode. That actually, and the Bastard Sermon is breaking this right here. Ed from Under Indictment, I don't know your last name, buddy, but you need to hook up with Yoko Ono. Because if you combine the guitar mastery of fucking Ed Super Shred, or Super Shed, or whatever this fucking video says,
Shred.
with Yoko Ono's like vocal stylings, if you just combine these two together, I want to introduce you guys to two people that should meet up and create a band.
It kind of works.
They're before our time.
It's like a music video.
Let her get her vocal solo in,
It's haunting.
and then here comes Ed.
Tight.
Can you email this dude and see if we can get him on the podcast? Do you think he'd fly out for us?
Absolutely not.
I mean, dude, we got to get this. We could fly this dude out if he's not that fucking far away. I would spend money to get this motherfucker
that would
on
be
to give us a live guitar performance.
That would be so
Super
fucking
shred.
dumb.
See if we can connect Yoko Ono and Ed from Under Indictment.
Hey, just have him like
What if
when
they
you
both
get the
show
video
up?
podcast, him
I'd
just in the
imagine that-
background, just
I imagine that Ed would be much easier to contact than Yoko Ono. But good luck.
Dude, she...
oh
Yeah, fucking right. There's no way that anybody's
Nah.
searching out Yoko Ono
You
trying
really
to
think
get
Yoko
that
her.
she'd be
Ono's
like,
rich.
yeah, you know what? Random podcast, people in Ohio, I'm on it.
100%. Who the fuck else is trying to talk to Yoko Ono? Everybody's just
you
waiting
know
for
might
her
do
to
it as
die.
like a
She has an
modern art
agent.
thing.
She has an agent. That would be right.
We
wouldn't say-
Absolutely, she has
Yeah.
an agent, without a doubt.
If anybody listening knows Yoko Ono or her agent, can you get us a phone number?
The 6 degrees of separation.
I think it'd be super easy to get Ed. So if we could just find a way to Yoko, we
Skype
could
them.
get them together. We're gonna Skype them both in and see if they can give us a rendition of this song.
Guys, please, you guys are musicians. You got to play something right now. And then they'll play it, and it'll be just like this.
Daniel, what's the worst hell gig that you've ever been a part of?
oh, I don't know. I'd have to think about that, dude.
Give me just a terrible story. Do you remember ever having like something fucking awful go on stage, or like?
I remember one of the first times I played on stage was on an open mic night, and I like threw up a little in my mouth and I swallowed it.
Dude, that
You
is horrible.
threw
I've
up?
done that before. Oh, it's horrible.
Just
the
nervous,
sweet
just so
burn
nervous.
of your vomit laying in your mouth.
And what were you nervous about? All 25 people in the bar that you were playing in?
Yeah, dude, it was goofy.
Like whatever. Was
But
it
we
like
ended
one of your
up-
first times up there and shit?
We ended up shredding it. It was just a bunch of friends from high school, and they like made us keep playing. They were encoring us,
Oh, okay. So,
but I did throw up. So.
do you think that the bile and acid in your throat really helped cleanse your vocal cords before the performance?
Oh yeah, it worked just like tea and honey.
Oh, perfect. Okay, maybe I'll try that next time. Have somebody baby bird me before a podcast. Patrick, do you think you could baby bird me before the episode starts?
I could.
All right, all right. Do we have something else that we're gonna move?
Yeah,
on to?
let's go on to this not safe for work.
All right. Oh
Oh,
Jesus,
shit, I forgot about this.
fucking Christ!
What's the title of this?
Is this a
Scroll
prosthetic?
up.
It says
you
not
have
safe
any-
for work. Do you have any spare change? And this dude has his whole dick and balls out with his underwears on.
It doesn't like you can't even really tell. Like it looks like a-
That's an
He looks like
like silly
uncircumcised
putty.
penis.
He looks like the most uncircumcised man in America, or maybe the world. There's so much foreskin going on
I'm
here.
really, I'm
looks
really
horrible.
confused.
It
Yeah,
looks like a wad of
bad.
silly putty.
Yeah.
It looks weird.
Like he fell in some gum and it like ate wads of gum and shit.
Well, it looks weird for a reason. Why don't we
It looks weird for a reason.
Yeah, why don't we
What in the fuck is this dude's dick right now?
Nuh-uh.
pause it?
Oh my god.
Nuh-uh. What is that?
So what did you
He's
just
got,
see?
he's got something in his foreskin. That's
That
what's going
looked
on.
like
No.
that looked like a fucking alien's egg.
It
With
looked like
a
a
face
chest
hugger
burster.
inside,
Oh, no,
just ready to
dude.
hatch.
I don't
Dude, that's
like
so
this.
accurate and
He's got
disgusting.
a face hugger in his dick, in
A
his
fleshy
shaft.
face hugger egg on this guy's genitals. Play that shit.
Oh, shit.
Is he gonna open it and there's just like,
Christ.
oh no!
He's got a whole roll of fucking pennies in the tip of his foreskin that he's peeling out onto a glass table outside.
Oh my god.
That is a fuck ton of change. That's like $1.50.
Was it necessary for him to bring his balls
Quarters.
out?
He's got fucking
that's more
quarters in
than
this
that.
motherfucker.
Dude, he's probably got $10 of change in
He's
there.
got like Chuck E. Cheese tokens in here too. Like what are those dollar coins?
I think that this is from another country.
Oh my god! Did you just see how much fucking change fell out of his
Replay
fucking?
that.
Holy shit! It was like $1.50. Now it's like $10 in quarters. This motherfucker fed a whole quarter roll in his pee hole.
Hey, let me hold 50 cents. I got you.
I got no pockets, man. Oh, I got an idea.
This is my week's worth of savings.
That's how I would
Jesus.
smuggle.
That was literally one of the most wild things I've ever seen.
This
in
dude
my
could
life.
mule drugs in his foreskin across like he could get on a plane with a whole sack. He could have a whole fucking half bag in his foreskin.
He's got a
get on the
future.
plane, blame it on his stinky dick. Jesus.
Oh,
fucking
God, I
Christ.
bet he has a stinky
so
dick.
How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, how do you feel?
Okay, you know
How
what's
much schmegma do you think was wiped on each and every
You know
one
how
of
much-
those
Look at the...
coins?
know
You
how
can see
dirty
it,
coins-
dude.
Those coins are covered in schmagma.
These coins are dirty as fuck. People just touching them for
Look at this white
60
shit.
years.
Look
Dude.
at this orange, this fucking gunk all over his fucking change.
good
Look at this stop sign one.
Lord.
There's a quarter in here that looks like this.
That's
Obviously,
a dollar fucking bill, quarter or whatever the fuck it is.
no, dude. This
A
is
silver
currency
dollar.
from a different country. It
dude.
looks
Yeah,
like,
it's
like
definitely
Rachel was
currency
saying.
from a different
Oh,
country.
it's a
And-
hexagon.
Never mind, dude. You can keep this 50 cents.
Dude,
I don't need it anymore.
Even if that's not from him, he had those dirty ass coins in and around his pee hole.
Shit.
He goes
It's
into.
causing something.
he definitely
gross.
pulls a couple out because if you watch the beginning of it,
Imagine
Oh,
him
yeah.
going.
Ugh.
Imagine
I
going.
fully believe that that's filled with change.
Imagine going to an arcade. Okay. You're just hanging out with some friends, and you turn around and you see some dude pulling out a bunch of change from his foreskin.
you know those old school change dispenser things where you click
It's
the button
nature's
and
pocket.
and it dispenses a couple quarters or whatever. That's like his dick. Some kid asks him for change. He just whips his hog out and just like ching 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 ching.
It's like a car accident. It's moving so slow, but I can't do anything about it.
Hold on. Let's one
that's
more
awful.
time.
Everyone's always said that foreskin is like nature's pocket.
Oh my fucking god!
It looks so painful. Like you can see
Why would you
them
do this, sir?
trying to burst out of the foreskin.
How much foreskin does this dude
Dude,
have?
it's gonna burst.
Too much. Too much.
Oh, no.
What kind of weird infections do you think you get in your pee hole?
Who's
from
fucking
this?
him?
I don't
Okay,
know.
so like, let's talk about dicks for a second. All right.
Okay.
So I've recently discovered that there's like this,
My dick was bigger than I thought it was.
there's a huge movement on like anti-circumcisions, and
yeah. I think Joe Rogan's at the forefront.
yeah, it was. I didn't realize how big of an issue it was until that. Who was it? That lady or that guy who came on, and they had a huge 45-minute discussion about it. But like,
It's barbaric.
I mean, it's not that. I didn't realize the maintenance that people had to keep up with foreskin because I am circumcised, and I didn't know that there's like daily cleanses and shit you had to do with that shit, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it's supposed to be.
I mean, you gotta clean out your
schmagma.
fucking.
You gotta
Are we all
explore
circumcised?
it, dude. You
Rachel,
gotta
are you
explore
circumcised?
it.
Rachel, you uncircumcised? Don't lie to us. Come on.
It's okay. It's okay.
She's like, no,
I'm
I just.
circumcised. I'm pretty sure almost everyone our age, from the baby boomers, are circumcised.
Who
Most
doesn't
likely.
get circumcised?
Well, the tribe that I grew up in.
I always thought
they,
that was like a Jewish thing.
Nah, it's
I
Are you
think they
circumcised?
it's
definitely
one of
get
the it's one of the
Cody?
things that Catholics
Yeah.
beefed
Yeah.
off of them.
True.
I'm so circumcised. I think they messed up my circumcision. I'm missing about 3 inches. You know, my grandpa's such a straight-laced fucking dude. Like, never, ever fucking, never dirty jokes, never says, like, barely ever curses. I told him that joke, and he almost fell out of his fucking chair and broke his old man hip. I thought it was the funniest thing that I ever heard. I might have stole that from somewhere, but I tell that one all the time. It's the only dirty joke I've ever told my grandpa before.
Oh, shit.
That's a good one.
Yeah,
God.
but I mean, is there really a reason to trim up them dicks? Like, is it like really cause infection, or is it just dirty and you just clean it out with some soap and it's all good? Like, that's what I heard. I heard that it just causes kids
Dirt
unnecessary
and
pain.
sweat and shit builds up in it.
But I heard that it causes kids unnecessary pain from the circumcisions, and like there's some percentage of kids that die every year from circumcisions, albeit low. Any babies dying from an unnecessary cosmetic surgery right when they're born.
Why do the rabbis suck the penis?
That is not all the rabbis, Patrick. That is a very specific sect. Would you actually like to watch a baby blood dick sucking video? They have them on YouTube.
Damn.
No, it's like legal. Apparently, they've played it on Rogan's podcast before, and these rabbis suck the blood after they do this circumcision.
I don't want to see a baby blowjob.
No shit, they really do suck their little dicks.
Yeah, it's
it's real.
I thought you were fucking with me.
They suck the blood out of their little baby dicks, and sometimes the babies die because the rabbi's lips will have herpes on them. They'll transmit herpes to the little baby dicks, and the baby's immune system is not able to handle it, and it just kills them. Like, because anything could kill you when you're that little, and fucking herpes, which is usually innocuous blisters, turns into a full-blown, like, body situation. It could just fucking, like, end a child's life. Like,
to think they represent anything good is just mind-blowing.
What, the Jews? You hate the Jews, Daniel? Breaking in here on the Bastard Sermon. Daniel hates the Jews.
Damn, dude.
The cabal must come down.
Is this the episode we start bashing religion?
Yeah. I mean, if we bash one, we have to bash them all.
Oh, good Lord.
We can't just
That's
like,
why I said religion.
Okay. Well,
believe me.
Why don't you guys go outside and take this outside? Right? All right, lady.
I'll see you at the march.
I'm sorry, Patrick. Is this not? Holy shit! Get your tiki torches ready, listeners.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Hold up, brother.
Anyways,
I'm sorry, Pat. Was this conversation too complicated? Do we need to get back to more coins inside of dick holes? Is that more your?
I was about to say, you want to get back to the dick?
I mean, I think we've seen enough on the dick video. Do we have anything less coins and dick related?
Well, this one looks awful, but let's watch it.
Holy fucking Christ. It says
brand ironing his chest.
I like it.
And it's just a redneck with a very confident look on his face with a red hot iron and a fucking blowtorch. So let's see what's about to happen.
He's about to get red hot.
Nothing
poked.
good, probs.
I'm going to make me an Iron Man.
Oh,
he's doing someone else.
God. Okay, so
what happened?
Fuck. Hold on. I'm trying to...
He died.
Why does Tumblr suck acid pausing videos? All right, so they have this dude strapped down inside of a chair as they walk over to him with the fucking... And by strapped down, I mean two dudes are holding him. Bare-chested. And they're walking over with a big hot-ass fucking...
Oh, it's bad.
It looks like rebar that they've heated up until
they're
it's...
fucking holding him down.
Look at the guy on his left face holding him.
Like, oh my God, we're doing
He's
this.
looking over at him like, how did it get this far?
Are we all about to go to jail?
Why am I a part of this?
Oh, no, dude.
Dude.
Oh my God.
Get it off.
There was so much fucking steam. There was so much steam.
And it's crooked.
Oh, dude, what?
Time
Yikes.
to go
It's
to the
already
hospital. Oh my fucking God.
Dude, that's going to get infected.
Yes.
You ever been burnt by
Skin
something
graft.
You could
horrible?
already see it ballooned up. Like, it ballooned instantly. That's
Dude,
crazy.
Dude.
The other day, do you guys see this little mark on my arm? I was drunk at my house getting pizzas out of the oven. You know that element that heats up? I fucking, for like 0.1 second, went like to go get the pizza out of the oven and just barely tapped it, and I felt my skin sizzle, and then like 30 minutes later, like it bubbles up, and it's like, it's been like this for 2 weeks now and shit. Like, or a week and a half, whatever the fuck. And it's just been like sitting on my arm. I can't imagine a fucking like red hot like piece of rebar just being jammed into your chest for. Let's count it. Let's see how many seconds that he fucking sat there and did this for.
Yeah, this
Hey, that's
isn't.
fucked
This
up.
isn't
We do
no
that to
good.
cows.
1, 2, 3.
3
seconds. And mine was like 1 fucking second, like not even a second, like a half a second,
Would you
and
say
it did
those were
that much damage.
Mississippi seconds.
Skin grafts, bro. They're in his future. I see them in the tarot cards.
This dude is lucky to be. I mean, you can get
Is
an
there a
infection and
follow-up?
die from something of this.
Scroll to the comments and see if there's a follow-up.
Zero.
I don't even see a comment.
Probably because he's a fucking idiot. Gets a lot of hate.
Oh my God, Daniel, were you there when we branded Josh?
What?
No.
Okay. I've told this story in the podcast several times. We were all getting drunk at my uncle's house, and Josh's parents So when we were like 15, 16, my irresponsible ass uncle used to just buy us alcohol and let me get drunk as fuck over at his apartment. And our friends would all come over and get hammered. And Josh's parents knew that we would come over there and get drunk. So he would, for whatever reason, they were like, yeah, you could still go over there. Just don't drink, Josh. And every time he'd come back blackout, belligerent, drunk. So his parents were like, can't let Josh drink this time. And Scotty's like, A-okay, not happening. So we're all getting blackout drunk. And Josh is like, dude, you know what'd be good right now? A whiskey sour. Dude, a whiskey sour sounds great. We were like, Josh, shut the fuck up. Like, nobody's getting you drunk. Like, your parents went out of their way to say that you can't have any whiskey. And he's like, yeah, dude, but it just looks so good. Oh, I just want a whiskey sour. And then we're all looking at each other, and then somebody has this smart-ass idea of, all right, Josh, if you let us brand us, we'll give you some whiskey. And my uncle perks up, like, all ready to brand a 16-year-old. Like, yeah, let's fucking do that. Like, I'll give him some whiskey and disrespect his parents and probably go to jail for fucking serving minors under the age and brand a kid in my house horribly. And then Josh was like, okay, let's do it. Is that what
happened eventually? Did
100%, yeah. So then Scott goes and gets a fucking, like, one of those torches, like one of those propane torches out of his fucking closet and a coat hanger, like, twists it into a dick, and then we proceed to brand Josh's arm. Give him a whole 16 ounces of whiskey, he chugs the whole thing, and he was like, dude, I don't think that's going to be enough to get me drunk. And I was like, that was 16 shots worth of whiskey, Josh. Like, that is, like, you're going to be fucked up. Dude, and he was like, nah, dude, I need another one. So we branded another heart on his arm and shit. It was fucking crazy, but it was just a little coat hanger, and we only did it for a second, and it fucked his arm up. Like, his arm was fucked up for weeks, and then he had that, like, it's finally barely there now. You can barely see it if you look at his arm. Like, it's probably like 8 years later, so it's finally almost all the way gone. But I bet this motherfucker, that brand is going to be on there for the rest of his days on this planet.
Dude, it looks horrible. It's the size of a palm.
There was so much
Play the rest
smoke.
of the video.
It was like a fucking fog machine was lit up as soon as it hit this dude's skin.
Let's finish.
Yeah, let's make sure we watch the burn one more time.
Definitely trying to, boys, but it's just not working.
Yeah, I got shit internet right now.
Good job with your internet, Patrick.
Well, next video.
Segue, yeah.
Imagine they do this to cows though all the time.
Oh, like it's nothing. Like they don't feel it.
Yep. Well, I mean, their pain receptors are probably very different from ours. Considering they're bitten by like horse flies all the time and shit. They probably are like, oh, well, I'm used to pain kind of shit.
What's the most brutal shit that's ever happened to you, Daniel?
The most brutal shit?
Like the worst thing that you can imagine like a bone break or something like fucked up.
What about the time you ruined your shin and came into Joe's basement just bleeding up a storm?
Tell that story.
What?
What? You hit your shit on the back of like a truck hitch or something?
Oh, dude, I got the scar. Yeah, the scar. But I thought I was at Jake's uncle's house that one
What's
time.
The story?
I was at a party playing music, and I was outside taking a piss, and I walked into a trailer hitch.
You just walked into it and just kicked your shin on it?
How fast were you fucking walking?
I was right next. It must have been. He must have been in a brisk.
Did you have to pee or something?
No, I was done peeing, and it's like what happened is I turned around and threw my leg out, I guess, to walk, and it was right there, like I was too close to the fucking trailer. Damn. And the thing was, it was like some metal that was bent up at an angle, so it was perfect to just slice into my knee.
Shut up.
And then my friend's aunt had to like help me clean it out because I was too fucking drunk, and she was like gagging because it was like just opened up.
Ugh.
Oh my god!
It was bad.
Did you see like muscle tissue and shit like that?
Yeah, tell me what happened.
So. I didn't feel it, dude. It was fine. I got stitches. It was cool.
The next day, you didn't feel it?
No, it didn't hurt. I don't know. It's surprising.
Do you remember the time that you got so sick that I thought you had the Black Plague, and then you walked to Joe's house like nothing happened? So this motherfucker shows up over. We all used to chill at our dude Joe's house in his basement, like me, Luke, and fucking Daniel and shit. And Joe
like
gets a phone call, like, dude, I'm coming up. All right, and he was like, yeah, I've been sick for a little while. I'm finally starting to get over it. I can finally come chill. And
no, y'all convinced me. Y'all were like, I was like, I'm too sick, guys. And you're like, don't be a bitch. Bitch,
that
pussy,
sounds
bitch.
Like Cody. That sounds exactly like Cody.
You pussy, bitch.
That may have happened, but
I was like, all right, whatever. I kind of feel okay. I think it's out of my system when I show up and I'm just gray.
Yeah, dude. So as soon as he showed... No, gray does not fucking describe it. His skin was like pale, It looked like fucking zombie flesh. Like, he just had the darkest bags underneath his eyes, over his whole fucking eyes. He's got, like, snot coming out of his nose. His lips are blue, and he's, like, shivering and shit. And he's like, no, dude, I'm good.
I probably should have went to the hospital.
And I was like, Daniel, you are not good. And you were like, I've been throwing up and shitting so much that I'm just really dehydrated right now. And we were like, dude, go fucking home before you kill all of us with whatever you have. Just go die
it was so
at
funny.
home by
Like,
yourself.
they're all excited for me to show up, and they're like, damn.
So what were you sick with?
It was weird. It's like every like 3 or 4 years I get the flu, and it just hits me hard till where like it almost kills me. One time, like when I first started living on my own and I got my first house, there was one time it hit me and there was no one home. I'm pretty sure I went like a day and a half without drinking. I was like, please someone help me.
Just all collapsed on your bed, sweating it out.
I was living with our friend Rachel, I think, and I don't know where, she was just gone for a while, and I was like, please someone come home. I need help.
And the best part of it was,
make
Daniel, when he came over, he was like, dude, I'll be fine. I just need to go to Frisch's and get some vegetable soup. Like, vegetable soup is not going to cure the fucking plague, my guy. Like, that is for sure. You have, like, leprosy or something. Your arm's about to fall off. Like, it was the worst that I've ever seen a human being look in person ever. And I'm saying this after seeing my brother get his head fucking split open by a semi-truck. So even with that, Daniel looked worse than my brother after his car accident. Like, it was fucking bad. It was so
That's
bad.
an interesting perspective.
I'm just saying, I've seen people look pretty gnarly before.
Because I felt all right when I came down there. Like, I was a little, like, fatigued, but...
You look
like the crypt
He had
keeper.
a light fatigue.
Your eyes were all fucking red and yellow and shit. Like your
rolling the back of his head. And shit.
Kidneys and your liver were failing all at once.
Pull down the eyelids and it's lined with mucus.
Yeah, exactly. It was horrible.
He's bleeding out of his eyes.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, so you have Ebola,
Boils.
Daniel? How are you just going to come over with Ebola and act like you're all good? Well, you guys did call me a bitch for 15 minutes straight. Well, I forgot about that.
The peer pressure.
All right, so I have some more stories that I want to get into with you. We used to work at the same hotel, which we're not going to name for many different reasons. But I've got a bunch of crazy stories that I've told on this podcast before. But you have a litany of insane things that have happened to you at the hotel.
Please enlighten me.
Can you get into meeting your friend, your lady friend or whatever? Can you set that whole thing up for our podcast listeners right now? Because I think that'd be a great story.
It's a killer story.
Okay.
It better be a good story.
Do you remember how it begins? How did you meet this woman?
I remember exactly how it began.
Okay.
I remember like it was yesterday.
Daniel's got a
do.
bunch of intrepidation about telling this. I could tell in his eyes.
But, so I work at a hotel. I'm the nighttime guy, so I'm second shift. I'm from like 3 to 11.
And you
it's-
just work front desk?
It's a cake-ass job. Yeah, I'm front desk. I just sit there and check people in. I do
Smoke
laundry.
bowls out the back and fucking,
Yeah.
like, do whatever you want. Like, it was a great job.
And it was just a bunch of transient people, like new faces all the time. People come by. I meet cool people every once in a while. Like, oh, you smoke weed? Boom, instant connection wherever you're from. And a lot of people came in and they would need change for the vending machine, but only takes a credit card. So I did the deal like, hey, give me a little bit more money. I'll use my credit card and I'll get you shit. And this girl would keep coming in, and eventually we found out smoked weed. So then we started smoking weed together.
What did she look like? Describe her.
Was she a streetwalker or was she a dime?
Somewhere in
What?
between there.
Was she a 1 or a 10?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, somewhere in between there. You know, she was on that horse, but not too bad at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
How can you
initial,
just
it got
casually
really
be on
bad.
heroin? You can't just be on heroin, but not that bad on heroin.
There's casual meth smokers.
I mean, like, I don't know. It must have been new because it didn't resemble it super much in the face, but like had track marks, but they were hidden.
like
So,
she was putting foundation on her arms and shit to hide it, or just
did
wearing
in
long sleeves?
Yeah, spots where you wouldn't see.
Gotcha. So, anyways, you found out that she started smoking weed.
Yeah, and it went from there to
You're shooting heroin with her in the bathroom.
no.
She's trying to vein up your neck.
It was pretty soon. Like the second time I smoked weed with her, she just came out like, "Oh, hey, by the way, you know I'm a hooker, right?" And
What?
That's how she opened it up. You lit the bowl. Like, oh, by the way, I'm a hooker.
You say your lady friend, like, you date her?
No.
Okay.
Was she renting the was she renting there?
Yeah, she had a room there.
Okay.
These are hotels
Okay.
that you can live at for a little while because they've got like a kitchen in them and they've got like I mean,
Gotcha.
pots and
Like
pans
an
and
extended
stuff.
stay sort of.
Yeah,
That
exactly.
might have been what it was called. Might have to bleep that later. All right, keep going.
Well, I don't know if that's the actual name of a hotel.
That is a name of a hotel,
okay.
not the hotel, but.
Okay, continue.
So after I found that out that time, I don't know. It's a little bit really bad hindsight. But she went into like telling me her life story, and I'm just there playing PlayStation, smoking weed, and I'm like, whoa, I've never like met a hooker before. This is interesting. So I'm just hearing what you have to say and shit. And she told me crazy fucking stories.
What was the most insane one that she brought up?
Some Mexican dude put like this big ass ball, what this dude had going on with the change, and wanted to fuck her.
What?
Like
Ball
that.
in his
in
foreskin?
his fucking foreskin? Did she let him?
No, not in the foreskin. My bad, dude. It was in the dick.
Wait, in
Wait,
his
In his
Pinhole?
urethra.
Pee-hole?
In his urethra.
Oh wow.
Talk about sounding.
Like a butt plug.
Did she let him do it?
A penis plug.
Couldn't do it. It was too big.
His dick or the thing?
Like his dick with the thing in it.
So wait, it expands your pee hole
Like-
so much that it
is it
makes
like
your
a
Like
dick
a
tennis
dog
ball?
basically
dick. Like
bigger?
a dog dick.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know. I didn't see it, but
Like a dog.
Dan's like, I wasn't there helping him put it in or anything.
yeah, I just got the loose description and I'm filling in the blanks for yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
Okay,
What-
okay.
What
so,
do you know?
So she's telling you all these stories about her life story. She's telling you about how she let some guy fuck her in the ass, blah blah blah, and then what happened?
Well, then it continues on to the next, like, a couple days later when I show up to work. This time, same thing. She hits me up to smoke weed, and I'm like, it's kind of busy. I'll come up after work. So, 11:30, I roll up there, and we're smoking and everything. And then, pretty sure that's when I found out she's on heroin, and she's like, I'm going through withdrawals really bad.
Did you ever see her do it?
Later.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
So she's going through withdrawals and you're with her. So wait, how did this work? So are you in the room with her and shit, like while you're working?
No, this was after work, like I explained earlier.
So after you got off work, you went and hung out with this hooker and played PlayStation in her fucking hotel room?
This was pretty soon. Like, I didn't even get the fucking chance to play some PlayStation. So this was a lose-lose.
Why did you keep fucking hanging out with this crazy person, Daniel?
I don't get it.
Like I said, it's the hindsight.
What do you mean it's a high? You can't just explain
does
it
that
away.
mean?
Like, how did you just decide I'm going to start hanging? Did you think that you were going to, like, fuck this girl? Was that, like, part of the plan? Or did you think that
I mean,
you were going to
No, well,
be friends with her? Or, like, what was the
I-
fucking...
Yeah, what's the end goal
What was
here?
your motivation to go
He
fucking
saw
hang?
a fucking lick and he took it.
no, this, like, it... At first, it was just some person I smoked weed with. This was a new kind of person I met. Like, I just got into a bunch of perspective because I met a bunch of different kind of people. This person was a hooker. And I was like, oh, okay. We'll see
Right.
where this goes.
Broadening your horizons and shit.
Exactly.
Okay.
And, sorry, Dad.
I'm tagging you, Dag it up in this.
And,
Son
fuck,
of.
where was I?
So you were talking about hanging out with her outside of work, and
Anyway, so...
she's going through withdrawals.
She's going through withdrawals, and she just tells me this, and I'm like, oh boy. And
Oh boy.
that
That's what I'm thinking.
I ended up staying way late in the night because pretty soon into that she starts seizuring out.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
whoa.
What
So
do you do?
I'm like,
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa.
don't want, like, I'm like, I should leave, but like she could die possibly, so I'm just there, just like.
Would that have been weird for your job if they had found out that you were in a hotel room with a guest and
It could be.
they had OD'd?
100%.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh my
Would
god.
be
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Be
if they
bad.
found out, yeah, that's
It
probably
would have been real
termination.
bad.
Yeah, it would have been horrible. So, anyways, she's on the ground shaking and shit.
So
and you stay because you think she might die
Or
throughout
that
the
you're gonna
night.
get laid.
Yeah, he's like,
That's
after the
horrible.
seizure's over, I'm gonna
That's
get
horrible.
it
only when she dies.
in. Yeah. Dan's like, her mouth will be all
Hey.
lubricated from all the foam.
When the pulse is gone, it's the time to strike.
And so after that,
Dead hooker joke.
she's cool, I guess. She stopped seizuring. She gets to sleep. She slept for a few hours and woke up. She woke up to her phone. I guess she got a lick.
What does
do
that
you
mean?
A dude to come over.
A lick,
Oh.
in street terminology, is some way that you could make money, whether it be robbing people or fucking
Yep.
hooking or whatever. Like, if you hear somebody say, I'm about to hit that lick, like, I'm about to go
Or if
somehow.
you can sell drugs to someone for a higher price because they're dummies and they don't know what
Yeah.
the price
Never
is
heard
really
that
for.
term before.
Called hitting a lick. So, anyways, she...
So, anyways, I go home after that because I'm like, all right, you got this. You're good. You're not going to die on me? All right, probably never going to see you again.
Right, because you're going to die. Something.
Just because, like, what the
Damn.
just because at least I understood, like, oh, this was fucked up. This was
Yeah.
a weird situation to be in. This is a red flag.
This is a horizon I don't want to broaden.
Yeah.
A red flag. The first time that you were smoking a bowl with her and she was like, I sell my pussy for money, you should have been like, this is a red flag. But Daniel's first red flag is her season out, and it's a small
It's her
one.
ODing.
It's like a yellow flag, like maybe use caution. Like Daniel's brain works differently than
I'm like
ours,
a
I see.
Warning,
Kramer, just like my experiences. I've met a lot of weird people.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
So you thought you're never going to see her again. You're at your house.
Well, it was probably days later. I'm at work, and she hits me up.
You gave this bitch your phone number?
No, I'm at work,
Oh,
so she
okay.
just calls down to the office.
Gotcha.
She gives me the proposal to, she tells me, like, some people want me to go to them. I don't have a way there. So if you take me to this lick where I'm about to make $200, I'll give you $75, and it's like 20 minutes away.
Dude, what? You were a pimp.
Daniel didn't realize at
Yeah.
this point, though, because the first time he told me this story, he was like, yeah, I just thought that I was driving somebody somewhere so I can make some money.
I still don't feel like I'm a pimp. I was just like,
Did you ever beat someone up?
just a chauffeur.
Did you
Like,
ever
I
wear a
was
purple
bootleg. Yeah.
Big cane?
Yeah, I dressed like Dirty D. 'cause
Sunglasses
I'm
at
fucking crusty bitch.
Big feather in your hat.
Yeah.
Like a 70s
Alligator
pimp.
shoes.
You got me clean booty tang.
No shit.
Powerful Pootie Tang reference.
Did you sit out there and wait for her?
Yeah, dude.
How long did it take?
Like 15, 30 minutes.
15, 30 minutes. Okay.
Interesting.
What kind of houses did she like go to?
I went to a house in my neighborhood once.
Oh,
That was great, dude.
Getting to know your
shit.
neighbors.
Did you
know
know? Yeah, did you know
No, it was like a
You ever
couple
see him
blocks
walk out?
over.
What if you just...
It's fun. I can't really remember the house. I drove around before. I'm like, I just don't remember.
Bro, what would you do if she was like, we got to hit this lick over in Coleraine, and then she just drives straight to your dad's house?
Oh. Would you be cool with that?
I don't know.
Would you
dude.
wait? Would you take the money? Would you wait outside and shit?
Daniel just in the driver's seat crying with one tear, just counting the money.
Would you ever tell him?
I mean, I've stolen from my dad before. I feel really bad about it, so I might be like, would I? I don't know, dude.
That's a
would be
tough question.
That'd be a bad one. That'd be a bad day for me.
Okay, so this starts off with the very first time you go and take her to, and you don't realize what you're doing. You're just like, I'm gonna get $70 to go take her to this fucking place, and then it's good.
I wouldn't say I don't realize what I'm doing, but I don't know. I'm always just like, where's the money at? I need money.
Right.
Money makes shit move.
And by the way, this story happened 25 years ago. So, anyways, keep going for legal purposes.
All allegedly.
Yeah, all of this is alleged.
So this was a
This-
friend of
I'm-
yours?
Friend of Dan's.
This is a fictional story I'm
that-
working on.
Exactly.
His name was
Jinx.
Stan.
His name was Stan Finkelstein.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay.
So that was the first time
So
that
he's
this happened.
Jewish.
Did
What?
you have
Oh,
any-
dude, that's right. They. Oh.
At what point did the relationship end? Because at one point you clearly stopped driving her around.
Well,
Was there
I
something
I have
that
so many
happened?
questions.
Like-
she eventually just like got to the point where it's like, well, time to mosey on. You know, I do as I do.
Time to start hooking
She just
somewhere
left?
else.
Yeah.
Huh.
Did you ever have some super sketchy situations and all this?
Yes.
Okay, tell us
Yes.
about those. That's what
Tell
I
me
want
more.
you to get to. I want some juiciness, Daniel.
Yeah,
Come on.
give me that juicy
You
shit.
said
Drop it
that
on us.
like you were scared for your life at one point.
I bet he was. Let's hear it.
Oh, later on down the road, like
How long did this go on for? What was your
Yeah.
total time frame?
I'll say maybe 2 months.
So for 2 months from that initial, I'm gonna give you $70 to take me here until she just moseyed on
That
off.
was probably like a week and a half to 2 weeks in, where it's like, all right, now I'll start paying you.
Did you tell anyone while you were doing it that you were doing it?
Yeah, like my close friends that wouldn't have like any
I
way
think-
of knowing.
I think Daniel told me like in the middle of it happening or something. I just got incredibly weak at Daniel. I was like, "Hold on, Dan, you're a pimp." He's like, "Oh."
No, I don't call myself that.
Well, no. I'm a promotions manager. Well,
So-
anyways, sketchy situation.
The sketchy situations, like eventually down the road, an ex pimp gets involved.
Like her ex pimp or
Yeah.
just okay.
Yeah.
Do they really dress really fancy? Be honest, like do
No.
regular? Are they really
No,
gross?
he was some dude that I'm sure me and Cody saw in the gas station a block away. Like just bad ruffian looking type.
Okay, so what ended up happening with him though?
Well, he was like, it was almost like like where it's like, oh, this was my old toy, but now I see someone else. Like he assumed I was her pimp. It's like South
'Cause you
Park
were.
with butter.
Because you were her pimp. Okay.
And
It's a weird assumption for him to have since you were pimping her out. I mean,
so
can't imagine where you get that impression.
so basically, like he like kind of attacked her
Oh wow.
and was like, "You work for me."
While
in
you were
front of you?
there,
No, not in front of me.
What would you have done if?
But
you did it
I've
in front
seen
of you?
him.
Daniel's a physically imposing man, and he's
Shit.
not a weak little bitch of a person. So, I
So
feel
you'd
like
fight
you
a pimp?
harm
Pimp
this
fight?
man, or
Oh.
got
Yeah,
the
it
fuck
would
out
be a
of
pimp fight.
Would you have backhanded that pimp with your rings on?
Barrage of questions aside.
See, like,
good lord.
it was so dumb because like this was just such a compromising position. Like I'm at my job.
Yeah.
I'm threatening my life potentially with some of this shit. But I mean, it never got like it was all like potential danger.
Did he ever?
Like
talk
I
to you?
managed to slip out of this, obviously unscathed.
Right.
Except I made a little extra money.
Did he
and a
con-
fun story.
Did he confront you?
Yes.
Well, what was
Yeah,
that
what
like?
happened?
What did he say?
Uh,
And where? Was it at work?
Yeah. It was
Oh.
on.
no.
It was on my.
Wait, did he come into the front desk?
Oh my god.
I've seen him before because like she was there a while before and I met her, and like he was the dude that was always there paying for a room,
Mm-hmm.
and then after a while he's just not there anymore because I guess he got some new girl to be his bottom bitch or something, and she was out and they like knew each other and ran to me. She talked shit about her all the time. It was funny because it was she would like sit with me and I was just waiting like for some dude to come, and she would like, look at this bitch. She thinks she looks cute in this picture. Like she's ugly.
Okay, catty petty shit.
Catty
but
petty
how did
shit.
this confrontation go down?
Well, this
One pimp
was
meets another pimp. Real ass pimp shit goes down, right?
it was like he meets her one day, beats the shit out of her, then comes back the second day to reassure her that he's working for her, and he walks past me and just like eyeballs the fuck out of me, and I really don't know what's going on yet, so I just keep walking, and I just walked past her door. I didn't want to act like I was going to her door because I had my work shit on, so I could just play it off and just walk around the corner. But that was the closest I ever got to like.
Wait, you said there was a confrontation. That was the confrontation with some side eye.
Yeah.
A little bit of pimp side eye.
I bet
to
there was
another
it was
pimp?
tense. I bet there was tense
Little
as
pimp
fuck.
side eye.
Yeah, it was weird. Like I didn't know if he was just watching me when I kept walking. I didn't turn back. You know.
Nothing
So,
wrong with little
when
side
it-
eye
what-
between pimps.
What
Yeah.
other
That's how they
interesting?
established themselves.
I definitely wasn't trying to like puff my chest out, try to like be dominant back. I'm like, all right, I made my $70. You have her.
$70. I bet you made a little bit more than $70.
After like I don't know.
So wait, did this keep going on after this confrontation? Like you kept driving her around and shit?
Mm-hmm.
So wait, you were like, I'm not gonna puff my chest out, but after this dude beats the shit out of her and side eyes me and is always around me and I have to worry if he has a gun, I'm gonna keep pimping her out and shit. It's cool.
It's like I'm not real sure what was going on in the sidelines, like between them and stuff. But I remember that that's also who she got her drugs from. So he might have hit her. This is and like everything she told me eventually was a lie. And this was my first time also dealing with someone on heroin. So like, just the blatant, just like looking me straight in the eye, and just everything's a fucking lie.
Yeah.
And that's what like down the road it became like just so emotionally stressful just to deal with someone like that. It's just like, oh, this is so difficult. This does not have to be difficult. I need to just get out of this.
You know, everything coming out of their face is just bullshit.
Yeah.
How'd
And
you-
then
how'd
so
you
it
know
could have
that?
been she owed him money, huh?
How did you get out of all this?
Like I said, I just lucked out because she just moved.
And that was the end of it? Like, she never sent you a text message or a Facebook friend request or nothing?
You say that like you were trapped in it. Like I got lucky. She just disappeared.
Yeah. Why didn't she just stop talking to her?
I don't know
Well, she
because
lived
I
where
still
he
ever
worked, and so that
Yeah.
would've been
Oh,
really
that's true.
hard.
Yeah.
and then
I mean-
every once in a while I could still get her like take her somewhere and get some money.
But just to clarify, we're fucking around when we keep calling you a pimp. I feel like that's going to be an important thing to clarify for when we're all
Yeah,
in
we're
court
just
later.
joking.
But
Because that is very illegal.
no, but seriously, you're not
Allegedly.
really, because like she's just paying you for a ride, is what it sounds like to me. Like
Yeah,
it's
like
not
Uber.
illegal to take somebody to go do something illegal.
Yeah,
unless-
like an Uber driver.
it?
How do they know some people they're driving aren't
Drug
going to do
dealers.
illegal shit?
Drug dealers are using Uber right now.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Every day.
Yeah.
Why would they risk them getting busted with possession in a vehicle?
I know, compromising thing. She went to Oh, dude, how did I forget this? She got me in legal trouble.
Here we go.
Because she went to fucking Walmart and stole shit and then had needles in her purse.
And you were the getaway driver on accident?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck.
So what happened?
I ended up going to court and paying the $400 fine, and she left. She left town.
Wow.
Is that when you got out of it? Is that like how she moved?
She was still here for a while after, they sent her letters like, you didn't show up to court and all this and that. But
Did they give you a charge on your record for doing that?
It's called a warrant.
Dude.
No, it's a warrant for your arrest is totally different.
It's fucked up because something happened at my job, and I had to go to talk to a detective and get a fucking lie detector test done to me.
What
was
fuck?
that like?
You had to get an actual
It was
lie
cool.
detector test?
Like I was just like acting like a true crime nerd to the detective. Like, oh, what's this? What's this? What do you want to do? Oh, I know these questions.
Was he being cool with it? And then when he asked you the questions, he got super serious and said, no fucking around now.
No, he was cool the whole time. He was like, I don't think you had anything to do. It was about some money went missing on my job, but I didn't have nothing to do with it. I knew it.
Well, that's
and
good.
then I gave off that vibe, so he was like, all right, whatever. I got to do this.
So here's a question about when you were driving her around. Did any of that drama or that bullshit get into your work itself in front of you? Have you ever had to deal with it while working?
Yeah. The fucking maintenance man came into her room one time when I was in there.
Uh-oh.
And I got my first write-up.
What happened?
For being in a guest room? Yeah, you weren't allowed to do that.
Yeah,
I had
you're
friends
not
at the
allowed to be
hotel when
friends
I
with
worked
guests, so you can't show signs of you.
How'd they know you were hanging out? You were just like...
I was just in a room.
What if you couldn't have made some excuse up like,
No,
she asked for
on
something?
the clock.
You're not allowed to be in.
I'm not supposed
a
to be
guest
there.
room at
Oh,
all.
I
I'm
gotcha.
on the clock.
Ever.
Gotcha.
Yeah, dude, I had all kinds of crazy shit happen when I was working up there. Did you ever work as a porter up there?
Yeah.
So that was my first job when I started
What's
there.
that?
That's a cakier job than mine.
I loved being a porter.
I took a
dude.
nap as a porter.
What's that?
To answer Pat's question, being a porter is where you walk around the whole site and you just clean shit up that's around the site. Like you take out trash, put it in this trash bin, empty it into a dumpster, and just walk around smoking cigarettes and like playing on your phone and listening to podcasts instead of doing actual work. And every once in a while you sweep a stairwell or do something half-assed and tell them that you did it all the way, or like they have you do just goofy shit around the place. But it's mostly just fucking around. You really don't do anything. Like you could just... I like to work hard because it passes time, but like if I wanted to, could have just fucked off as much as I wanted to and got away with it. But I had so many fucking insane things happen to me as a porter. Like one time, it was real early in the morning, I wanted to smoke a bowl, and I had this like one hitter that straight up looks like a crack pipe. You know, one of those that look like a cigarette, but it's all metal, so it doesn't at all look like a cigarette. It's just a crack pipe looking thing. And I'm packing my weed into this little one hitter, like looking left and right and shit, and I'm right by this door. And I thought that it was unoccupied because they give you a list of like occupied rooms and shit, and this one was marked as like nobody was in it. So I was like, I'm just gonna smoke a bowl in the stairwell next to this door that's unoccupied. And then like I went to take the trash out, threw the trash in the bin, fucking go to hit this bowl. As soon as I like get a nice fat old fucking boof off this little one hitter, dude opens up his door and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Whoa!" Like cloud of smoke right in his face, and I was like, "I was smoking a cigarette," and I'm like fumbling for my cigarettes in my pants as fast as I can get them out. He was like, "No, you weren't. I'm gonna report you." And I was like, "All right, well, I gotta go." And then I fucking dipped around the corner and shit, and the dude never ended up like saying anything to anybody, but like it scared the fuck out of me. Like my heart was just racing and
Do you
shit.
feel like he was just saying that to fuck with you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like the dude was trying to be a prick. But there was another time where I had to paint all the doors at the hotel, and the doors had to be painted red, and I had to paint all the ones that were chipped and fucked up. So they gave me like this tin of fucking like reddish brownish paint. And if you know anything about blood, you know that it dries like reddish brownish, right? It doesn't dry straight up red. So that part's important. I'm painting all these fucking doors all day long, and I don't have my hotel uniform on because I don't want to ruin it. So I've just got random clothes on and shit. I've got like some fucking band t-shirt that I don't care about, some pants on. I just look like me, but like covered in what appears to be blood. And then I'm sitting by there used to be elevators in the back building, so it was only like 2 floors, but you could fucking take the elevators for some reason. I'm sitting like listening to this Stanhope podcast in my headphones, and I'm laughing like hysterically. And I'm covered in what appears to be blood. And then I look over as I'm like, like, just like losing my shit. because I don't realize how loud I'm laughing. And I look over, and this family's like trying their hardest not to make eye contact. It's just a mom and her kid, and she's holding her kid tight to her, and she's trembling and like sweating bullets, and her kid's just like kind of like. Because I took the headphone out to hear him, and then I was like, "Oh, hey, how y'all doing?" And the elevator comes and she throws her kid in there, jumps in the elevator, like just over and over again, trying to click the button to get the fuck out of there as fast as possible. And I was like, "What the fuck was that all about?" And I look down, and I'm covered in what appears to be fake fucking blood, and like I'm laughing hysterically like a maniac. So, and we're at a sketchy ass like rat hotel up in Sharonville. There was a time where I had to shovel up shit. Did you have anything like that when you worked as a porter?
What do you mean you had to shovel up shit?
Oh, God. So,
let's hear another one.
Yeah, another one.
So you used
Like
to
human shit or dog shit?
Human shit for sure.
Of
So
course.
it was and it was the most human shit in a single pile that I've ever seen in my entire life. It was an impressive poo pile. So you used to have to do your rounds around the buildings. You'd go, the buildings were, there's the main building and there's a building behind the main building. And then you'd have to do a circle around the building, and there was 3 floors. So you do your 3 floors on the first building, you go over to the other building, you go around it, then you do your other 2 floors in the other building. And as I get done with my 3rd floor, I go down and I go to the 2nd building to do my walk around. And it's hot as fuck outside. I'm sweating through my little fucking green shirt, like just covered in fucking sweat. And then I just start smelling like the most putrid, like just shit smell in the air. And I was like, what the fuck? And I look over, and there's the most flies that I've ever seen in a single fucking area. There's just, like, a legion of fucking flies. And I was like, what the fuck? Is there a dead body
Like
over
The
here?
Exorcist.
Son of a bitch. Yeah, exactly. And I walk around this fucking car, and as soon as I get around this car, all these flies fucking scatter into the distance. And I look down, and there is a fucking poo pile the size of a small dog on the ground. And it's got toilet paper, and there's corn in it, and there's
Jesus
fucking peanuts in it, and, like... It looks like 8 dudes got around this in a circle of butts and just diarrhea and fucking giant shit out like the biggest shits of their entire life, and then just like wipe their ass with a whole roll of toilet paper each. Because I shit you not, there was rolls the size of a fucking bowling ball that were covered in piss and shit, and just like there was like 7 of them just in this, strewn around it. And I'm looking up, and there's a swarm of flies above my head just waiting to go back for dinner. And I was like, I'm about to quit my job today. This is not happening.
This is calculated and planned. Because why would they have toilet paper?
Dude, that's what we said. So I walk back to the
Because you know everyone was just walking around analyzing it, calling all your coworkers like, check this out, dude.
The maintenance man that probably busted Daniel, his name's Eric. So Eric
Fuck
fucking...
him. Oh, sorry.
Well, fuck.
He's the cops.
Cares about Eric. He's not gonna fucking do anything. So anyways, I walk back around, and Eric's out there, and he's like, "What's up, Cody?" And I was like, "What's going on, Eric?" And then he was like, "Man, you sweating a lot." And I was like, "Yeah, fucking." I just walked over there in the fucking blazing heat, and there's a big giant human pile of shit. And he was like, "Man, it can't be that bad. I found bodies in this place before." And I was like, all right, well, you don't think it's that bad? Let's go walk back over there. And I walk over there with him, and he was like, God damn! Like, holy shit. And he was like, hey, Tim, there was this old housekeeper named Tim. Tim, get your ass out here! And then fucking Tim comes out of a room that he was sleeping in probably, and he was just like, man, what you want? You interrupted my nap. And then he was like, come look at this shit. And he was like, it better be good, man. And he walks downstairs all tired eyes and shit, because Tim would just sleep in the rooms, never do anything, just get drunk on the clock. And Tim walks out with Eric, and he was like, God damn! Like, and they were like, damn, Cody, your life sucks today. I was like, I'm about to go to sue and quit today. Like, there's no way
the shit sweats.
Shoveling up this fucking shit right now. And he was like, yes, you are. And I was like, no, the absolute fuck I'm not. So about 10 minutes later, I'm shoveling up this shit, and I'm trying not to throw up. Like, the whole fucking time.
Do you wish that you hadn't told anyone? Because you could have just seen it and then been like, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this.
Yeah.
And turned around and gone inside.
Somebody would have been pissed if I did my rounds and told them everything was good, and then they were
It could have
like,
happened after.
What was this small dog worth of shit?
What if it happened after?
Yeah.
They
you
haven't
could have
had
totally
any
got
way
out
of
of that.
knowing.
You know you wouldn't have gotten in trouble. No one. I didn't get in trouble for getting caught being a pimp.
Sounds
You're
like you
just a
wanted
good-
to
you're
clean
just
it
a good
up.
guy.
You
Yeah.
wanted to clean that
You're
shit
right,
up.
guys. I went out of my way to clean that shit up. I wanted nothing more after sweating through my shoes to go fucking clean up human feces.
Did you cum your pants a little?
And it was for sure human feces, by the way. Eric went over there like he was CSI. He is the police. He came over there like the police, took his shades off and shit. He was like, yeah, man, that's human. They got
Took a
toilet paper
sample.
and
Today's
everything
going to
and
be
that.
a shitty day.
Dramatically takes his sunglasses off.
Sucks to suck, Cody.
All right.
What he thought.
We can get back into this hotel shit, but we're at about an hour. Do you guys mind if I take a break and go
Yeah,
smoke?
let's do it.
Tremendous. We'll be back, fuckers.
Peace.
Hey, fuckers, we're back. All right,
Welcome back.
Welcome back. We've got poo to get into now.
Got some shit
Right
to dig
into
into.
I don't know what this story is, but everybody was talking about it before the mics came on, and like I've seen it in the like the video page that we have for this podcast. What did you want me to wait for?
Oh, I was just saying maybe there's a story right above it, but basically, yeah, there's a video here we're watching of some guy sticking a long kebab stick into what looks it's a turd. It's just what it is.
It looks like he has a surgical instrument and surgical gloves on.
Go ahead.
He's about to biopsy this poo.
When I saw this, I immediately thought it was the aftermath of Cody's morning dumps.
Actually, brown update. My browns have been pretty good recently. Like,
Really? Are you
What?
drinking less?
Really?
So I'm not drinking less. That's definitely not gone down. But the food intake has been different. So I don't eat a lot. I guess because I get most of my calories from alcohol. That's probably good to admit on the internet.
That's
But
terrible.
So yeah, but because I feel so bloated from drinking beer, since I don't really like drinking liquor, because I get all crazy and such. I'm like, well, beer is probably my choice of alcohol if I'm gonna drink myself to death slowly but surely. And I not eating a lot. Like the dumps are bad because I just eat garbage whenever I get drunk. Like it's just the worst fucking food known to man. Just Taco Bell and Waffle House at 4 a.m, 30 minutes before I go to bed and shit. But recently at work, I've been going out of my way to eat like salads constantly, just like fucking Caesar salads, big old piece of chicken breast, a little bit of dressing, no fucking croutons, so I don't have any carbs. And it's like all my carbs are coming from alcohol, but it's not really coming from shitty food anymore. So my dumps have been clean, dude. They've just been solid chicken breast, fucking Caesar salad dumps. Like,
Good for you.
nothing that bad. It's no bleeding shits recently in the last
feel-
week
Patrick's
at
been
least.
eating a lot of Caesar
Oh,
salad.
hold on,
Yeah,
bud. If that
meal
was a
prep now.
legitimate concern of a past dump of yours bleeding, you
I have
absolutely
hemorrhoids.
okay.
No
okay.
blood-
I was
blood
gonna
is
say like
drawn
you
is good.
absolutely need to be going to some sort of doctor if you're having blood dumps on the regular.
I don't disagree with you, but I don't have the money to spend on doctors. So.
So death alternative.
So death.
Well, I'm broke, so I mean I might as well just die.
Who dies from bleeding out of their asshole to death?
I think there's
Mr.
a lot.
Hands.
People who say bleeding out my asshole isn't a big deal.
Diarrhea
That's
used
who.
to be the number one
Cody?
killer.
I guess
Dysentery.
I'm not gonna get
Dysentery.
dysentery in
Haven't
2018.
you ever played Oregon Trail, Cody?
I don't. Yeah, I don't. Shit. How old are you, Rachel? That you were playing Oregon Trail? Is
I played the shit
Rachel
out of
is
Oregon Trail.
fucking 58 years old over here talking about Oregon Trail. Like, can you explain to our listeners that are way younger than you apparently who Oregon Trail or what Oregon Trail is?
It was like a little video game that you could play at school, and it was like you were like pioneers.
This game
and
came
you-
out in like 1982, Rachel.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
For you to be playing this in school.
Listen, I went to public school, okay? we got what we got.
Everything was
We're
old school.
We're still using DOS-based computers and shit. This was pre-Windows days.
Floppy disks.
Floppy disks. Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, dysentery. That's
Extra
death by diarrhea.
I
That
see
was a
how
very
you-
common thing, and you had it a lot. So
If
you
any-
brushed against death quite frequently.
How did Patrick's brain go from floppy disks and the Oregon Trail to dysentery and
That's all part of the same thing.
If you were to die, if any of my friends were to die from shitting, it'd be you. If and literally any of
Yeah,
them were
it
to
would.
be like, he was found dead on the toilet. It was tragic.
It was
It'd be
What
like,
if
horrible.
it was
Oh,
the
it
one
wasn't
least
Cody.
expected?
Huh?
Who would be the least likely person to die
To
from
die
shitting?
on the toilet?
From shitting out of your friends?
Luke probably?
Yeah, probably
Yeah,
me.
it's-
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, that's a really
Perfect
good
spot.
answer.
You and your
Probably
golden
me.
shits.
We never actually got to the video though. Let's see what kind of monster
Short and
dumps this
sweet.
person's taking.
Should I go
You mean you?
straight through the taper? Straight down the... I'll go to the side. I don't want to damage the taper tip.
He doesn't want to damage the
Oh
poop
my
as
God.
he shish kebabs it out of the toilet.
Lost the
That
Why?
is craftsmanship.
50 quarks.
Oh my god.
This thing is like the size of a, it's like a Chipotle burrito.
No exaggeration. This looks like the extra
Oh,
big
wow.
long ass Mountain Dews that you buy, like the
2
fucking
liters.
the Mountain
my
Dew
God.
1 liters
That
or
is a
whatever.
1
It's not
liter.
quite a 2 liter, but it's definitely a 1 liter of shit.
That's one of the biggest turds
It
I've
looks
ever
like it's
seen.
it looks like it's wrapped in a sausage casing,
That
like
had
it's
to
got a
rip.
little
There had been
That
some
blew
rips.
someone's O-ring out.
Now, if somebody was likely to die, how is there no blood in this toilet?
That's what I'm wondering.
Is this a regular
It was
thing
a perfect
for your
squat.
What you need to think about is how so he stuck the rod in and pulled it straight out. There was no pinch, bud. So it came out, it went into the tube, perfect angled, perfect trajectory from butthole to tube, and it just inserted itself until it came out to its perfect end. He didn't pinch.
This is the definition
Splashed up. That was the only cleaning he had to do.
Yeah.
This is the definition of a log. Like you could strap these to the back of a truck with one of those fucking ratchet straps or whatever, and there would be no mistaking that this is definitely a former tree.
It's a toddler's forearm.
It's bigger than a
God.
toddler's forearm. A toddler's forearm.
That's a preteen.
That's a toddler's torso.
Preteen.
Holy shit.
Yeah, that's got some meat. That's a meaty, steamy
and it didn't
fuck.
break apart at all. That's a hard dump. That's a real hard dump. It goes back to how there's no blood in this fucking toilet bowl. Like
This person exercised a demon.
100%.
They probably couldn't walk for a minute.
Let's try to figure out how much weight this person lost from this dump.
He probably felt really good.
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
His asshole was gaping
just
for a
the
couple minutes
sigh
afterwards.
after that, just
Did it hit his male G spot? Did he fucking nut?
For sure it did. Look at that dump.
Did he nut?
That's the biggest. That's bigger than most dildos that you could buy at like.
The big black one.
Who's buying a dildo that big? Okay,
That's the bigger, blacker dildo.
that's fucking enormous. It's got some girth to it. It's probably the size of my fucking forearm. It's
Poor-
probably the size of Daniel's forearm. Daniel's got some strong big man arms and shit. Like fucking, it's as big as his fucking forearm. And here's another thing that I'm thinking:
Woman's bathroom.
how big is your asshole?
Yeah, because there is no blood. How is the asshole must be pushing out these types of
also no
girths on regularly?
And wouldn't it
This is getting
fucking
deep.
wouldn't it pinch the shit into a smaller shit? Like if your asshole's small, your asshole's only
Not
gonna
if it's
stretch
that-
so much before it just
Not if
rips
it's that
open.
juicy
how did it
and
make it
thick.
through like the curves?
The what?
The curves in your intestines.
Get close to the mic, Daniel.
Oh my bad. How would it like get through the curves in your intestine?
Lots and lots.
Just
That is
straighten it out.
So
oh
you
no.
thinking it might be fake?
I don't
Oh.
know.
No,
Let's
that's
keep
real.
It can't be.
There's no
Don't you-
toilet
Is that a
paper in
planted
there.
turd?
Yeah, this was a perfect squat.
all
They
the
didn't even
story,
need to wipe.
Yeah.
all the stories that I have about taking horrific dumps. There's nothing that compares to this. Like, hold on, let's keep it going.
Well, yours
for
are
1
messy.
second. Mine
This
are
is a
horrible.
clean.
Yours are wild.
Yeah, that toilet-
This has substance.
That toilet's kind of clean.
Yeah, the toilet looks like you could eat off of
Like
it.
Rachel said, you didn't even have to wipe after this dump. Like it just came right on out.
You can see.
Oh my god, it's huge.
It was so heavy that it fell out of his fucking hand. He shish kebabbed it, he lifted up.
Did
he was
you
like,
hear
oh, no,
that
it's too heavy.
thud?
Go back to the thud.
That was
It doesn't
bassy.
move at all when it falls.
Just doom.
It's
It's like a
just
straight-
so solid.
It's a rock.
It's like the
Oh,
bass dropped in a
dude.
Dead Mouse video. Watch it. Listen.
Boom. Can someone sample that? Just punch.
One of the biggest turds. That person shit in this toilet knowing it wasn't going down.
I can only hope it's him. It's the guy shish kebabbing it out.
It looks like they let a horse shit in the bathroom. This is crazy.
That is the biggest
I
turd.
can't even fucking fathom that
That's
type
gross.
of
It's the
turd.
size of a Philly cheesesteak.
Oh my god.
It's fucking huge.
It makes
Good
my
Lord.
asshole hurt just looking at it.
Jesus Christ.
Rachel, have you ever taken a dump that big before?
I only tape dumps that big.
Only dumps that big?
Exclusively.
Good.
You know, I
Lord.
do take mighty big dumps after a trip because I don't go to the bathroom during one at all.
After a trip, like anywhere?
No, I mean like on drugs.
Oh, dude, have you ever been on?
No, when I've ever taken like acid or anything, I have like a whole spell before the tripping actually begins. That is just like the doom coming, just like my stomach's growling and bubbling.
Right
And
up to
then
the
I
mic,
just,
Dan.
And
Pull
then
it
I
closer
just
to you
take
if you
like a
need to.
monster shit, and then it's like, you know how some people throw up and then they start tripping?
Yeah,
I take
like
a
shrooms or
big old
whatever.
shit, and then I'm like, whoa.
I've never thrown up because of shrooms or even
Same.
taken a pre-shit. I've only done shrooms maybe like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times. I don't remember. But whatever it was, every time that it happened, I would get, by the end of the trip, this weird feeling where the only way I could describe it is I felt like a fungus. Like my whole body just felt like gross and like fungusy. And then I would take a shit and it would always be the wiriest, tiniest like little shits or whatever. And it would just feel so weird leaving my bowels. Like, and like I've got all these like crazy patterns going on the tile of the floor while I'm seeing eyes in the tiles and shit. And like everything's kind of breathing. And I was like, what is happening to my body right now? And I'm slowly coming off of mushrooms. It's probably been like 6 hours or whatever. And I'm just like this wiry dump just soft serving out of me. Like I don't even understand.
You probably freak out.
It didn't make me freak out as much as it just made me like think about how gross my body is. Like I just couldn't get over it. Like you're just expelling things like saliva and fucking shit. And
the push is weird.
The BO that your body's producing, and you just become all. I became
the
all.
Push
like,
is weird.
The push is weird.
Like the
You
push,
became, like,
pushing
a
the poop
stink.
out.
It was like
Yeah.
the sentience of smell inside of my
stink.
brain. Yeah, it was fucking. It was super weird. I don't know. I've had some fucking weird trips. You guys both.
Yeah, no shit.
Have y'all ever seen a shit come out? That's weird.
So one time,
Have you ever watched a shit come out? Like of the
In our
bubble?
last video, we saw someone
Where?
shit themselves.
Like in real life.
Yeah, like
Yes.
real life.
Daniel obviously has a story that he can't
Yeah.
wait to tell
Yeah.
us.
Nah,
You've seen it?
there was
Go
this
for it.
one time when I was a little ass kid. My friend was like, "Hey, we're in the middle of the woods. I gotta go take a shit." I'm like, "All right, go do
I'm
your
gonna
thing."
watch.
I'm gonna walk
Don't
this
turn away
way.
or anything.
I got this. I walked this way, and I figured he was gonna walk somewhere. Like there was this hanging tree that we were just chilling on, and I thought he was going to leave the tree and go somewhere, hide behind a bush. No, he shits right off the tree.
Like a
and
fucking
I just,
chimpanzee at the zoo.
yeah, dude. And I just turn around for a second, just. Oh no! See this turd just like bellowing out. I'm like, oh no!
Why do you think people find that so weird and gross when we see other people shitting or whatever? Even though we do
Isn't it crazy
Because
that
it's
people used to
full-
think it was like evil?
No,
Like, evil coming out of your body.
I can explain why. Because it carries diseases, and then your body
Yeah, that's
knows
true.
that smell is bad, and if it's toxic and it has bad things in it, it'll do bad things to your body. It's
And-
That makes sense.
instinctual thing.
And because there's no real social cues for when you're shitting, you don't shit next to someone normally and talk. You don't know how to behave.
Mhm.
It makes you feel weird.
That's why dogs look around, because they don't know what to do, really. They're just kind of like so vulnerable, and they just kind of look at you like, please protect me as I
Dogs
shit.
don't give a fuck, dude. We used to have a dog
Yeah.
named Dookie, and we called it Dookie because it would lick up diarrhea, other dog shit off the ground, puke it up, and
Nice.
then
Dogs
smell the
don't
puke,
care.
and then eat it, and then puke it up again
Nice.
and eat it until it was somehow digested.
Well, I'm
That's
talking
what
about
cows
in the
do.
middle of the action.
And we couldn't stop it from doing it. Like, try to clean up the dog shit. We had a big fucking backyard at my grandma's house, and this fucking dog would find every piece of poo, just poop it, or just shit it out of its mouth into the fucking kitchen, and just sniff it again. Delicious treat.
Very
Eat
sweet.
it right back up. We called the dog Dookie ever since. But yeah, to answer your question, I used to. This is gonna be so fucked up. I would trick people into watching me shit. So
What?
like,
First time hearing about this.
so I was in the bathroom and I'm like taking a shit, and I was like, oh, this would be a good one, because I had the thought all at once, and I get the camera on my phone, I lift my balls and dick up, and I put the camera down into the bowl. And I start filming myself taking a shit, and it's just like it's just like a soft serve ice cream machine into the toilet bowl. It was awful looking and stuff. So I saved that video, and then I would wait until my ex-girlfriend came, or girlfriend at the time. My ex-girlfriend comes over, and I was like, hey, I just did this painting. I don't have it with me right now, but do you want to see it? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, I have a video of it.
Oh
and
my
I would
God.
play the video, and it would just be a turd instantly leave my body. And then I was like, what do you think? And she was like, I think you're mentally handicapped.
Then you're like, you want to have sex?
Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, is your pussy wet now?
Good lord.
Are you
Let me
nice
use the
and
bathroom real quick.
are you nice and moist now?
Ugh.
Yeah, so I would do that to friends and stuff like that. I'm surprised I never got any of you guys like that.
I'm very shocked.
You never tricked somebody into looking at your poos before?
No.
Like taking a picture of a good cobra wrapped up in the toilet bowl and just like, look at my poop.
Yeah, I did once, but it wasn't like for fun. It was a punishment towards the person. I Snapchatted a giant dump to someone.
Were they asking you for big dick nudes and you were like, I'm so sick of getting
No,
this
he was
every day.
asking me why I don't reply to him. He's a friend of mine, and he was asking why I don't reply to him, and I was like, fuck, because why would I? Fucking here's a giant dump. Fuck you, bud.
I used to love sending Snapchats of like just me, obviously in the shitter with my pants around my ankles. Like, what's up? What are you doing?
Yeah, dude. Have you guys? So, do you guys have trip shit stories other than that, Luke? Do you?
I don't. Okay, so when I was going to first do acid for my first time, someone told me don't poop while you're on it because you won't know how hard you're pushing and you'll give yourself some issues.
That sounds like a lie.
Is this what you're talking about? The
What
push?
a lie! I've never been like not aware.
I thought you were
of my
about to
body.
say don't look in a mirror or something.
Oh no, I was told that too, but that's easily one of my favorite things to do on
Yeah,
acid is
that's
to
great.
go straight to the mirror and
You know
look at myself right in the eye.
You know what my least favorite things to do are? Become aware of your blinking, breathing, and fucking tongue. Like
Sounds
as soon as I
horrifying.
become aware, I'm just like, I have to breathe to stay alive. I have to breathe. And then I think
know what
about
you
blinking,
mean.
and then I start blinking too hard and shit, and too frequently. And I'm like, wait, what if my eyes become dried out? And then I just like become a strobe light like of camera of blinking, and then I'm like, okay, I gotta stop thinking about that. And I was like, it's weird how your tongue moves inside of your mouth to make. And then I start like. My tongue starts coming too far out of my mouth and shit, and I'm like biting my tongue, and I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Start having anxiety and shit. That's definitely happened.
One
to
time
me.
when I had my temps, I had to drive my dad around on acid.
Oh Christ!
I fucking dropped acid at school, and I thought I had it all timed out perfectly. And then my dad comes home all of a sudden, and I had my temps. He was like, "You want to drive? Get some practice?" And fucking retard me, I was like, "What would sober Dan say?" Yes. Just stupid.
Were you already balls deep into the trip? Like, did it just start?
I think I just peaked.
Oh, so
like I was probably like 30 minutes to an hour after my peak.
Oh no!
Oh my god!
That's
But,
when you want to be not driving and with your dad. When you want to be,
I was like,
looking at cool
the
stuff.
car was too wide, and I felt like I was constantly going over like both lanes. I was like, I gotta stay perfectly in the middle. And then I drove out like on a green light, made a left turn, and people were honking at me, and like I don't know how the fuck he didn't know I was high.
Because
How
that's
do you even
beginner
drive on
driver
that?
shit. That's what everybody does when they start off driving.
That's what he thought. He was like, "Hey, I did shit like that when I first started driving too." I was like, "I don't think so."
I've got a driving story on acid as well.
Oh no!
Didn't you drive for like hours on acid?
2 hours.
Oh my god!
Whoa.
Yeah,
It
let's
was-
hear this.
It was my first time too. It was
A
the
lot of these
same
things
night.
happen on your first time.
Yeah, a lot
the
of
cop
things
night?
happened. It was the cop night.
You guys can't not explain that. Nobody has context for what the cop night means.
That I don't mean like a cop was involved. It's just a stupid joke.
Yeah.
between us.
All right,
was-
keep going.
Okay, so I was told for my first time that I could do it at their place. That was going to be babysat.
Your friend's house.
Yes, I was going to be at my friend's house. I was going to take it and be babysat, so everything would be under control in case I had a bad trip or anything like that. And I had a great time. I had a fantastic time. And it was about 7 in the morning, and I'm still roaring. And they decided that they could no longer babysit me, that I couldn't stay the night for some reason. So
Why? Were you being ridiculous?
No,
or-
I don't think I was. I've talked to them about it, and they said I wasn't.
So then what the fuck was their issue
that's
for having
whack.
you there?
Don't know. Yeah, and so it was 7 in the morning, and I'm standing outside their house, and I don't know what to do. I can't go back to my house. 'cause
Joe, if
I'm-
you're listening, why did
Was
you do
dude's
that to
dad
Luke?
involved?
No, my dad was not involved.
Not your dad. Their dad.
Oh, no, Bob was not involved.
Oh, you said his name.
Oh, well. And so I couldn't go back to my place because at the time I was still at my parents', and I had made it clear to them that I was not coming home. So I couldn't just show up at 7 in the morning like, hey, my sleepover's done, you know?
With big giant black charcoal fucking pupils and shit.
Right, you know, so I remember that the same day before my cousin had called me, who lives in Columbus, like, hey, I work in a movie theater and this movie's doing a one-time showing, you know, like, hey, you want to come up? I'm like, I can. I got this crazy awesome drug I'm going to put in my system. So I called him 7 in the morning. Thank God he's still awake for whatever reason. And I told him I was on my way. So I drove 2 hours on acid to Columbus, and it was a complete and utter nightmare.
Oh my god, so you went out of your way to drive to Columbus? I would have just went to a fucking park and hung out or something. It's 7. Everything's open now. You could just go to the park around the fucking block from the dude's house that you were at and could have just chilled there until you were fine.
It ruined everything because I finally got there after having a nightmare and a stress attack because like I'm staring at my gas while I'm driving, and I'm like getting real low, And the drive from Coleraine to Columbus, there's points where there's not many gas stations for a little while.
Cornfields.
So I'm just like panicking and sweating, and like there's a whole lot of construction going on in the day too. So there's bunches of barriers and semis trying to make it to Columbus.
And how hard is the visuals going for you at this point?
They are roaring, dude. They are ruining.
Can you
me.
try to describe? I know that's impossible, but something that like sticks out that you remember seeing.
I remember the lights being super blinding and
like tracers
hard
in
to
the lights?
look at. Yes, and there were so many.
How do you
of
even
them.
drive?
Why?
No, how? How do you even? How can you drive when you're seeing that shit?
So what I've come to learn, smoking weed and doing other drugs like acid, it's all like muscle memory. Your body just takes over for you,
and it's all in your head too.
Yeah.
Like it's not actually
so
happening.
Like in
it's
my
just
head,
anxiety.
I am fucking panicking. Like this is terrible. Like the lights are hurting my eyes and all this stuff. But like I'm driving fine. But I finally got some gas and I finally get there. But when I get there, I go straight to bed because I'm done. I've had a nightmare drive there. It ruined my trip, and I'm shaking, and I couldn't stop shaking for like the next 12 hours. I was just like in a weird hyperactive mode from like the neck down. I was flexing and clenched and shaking all at the same time. I took like a 2-hour nap because before the movie was starting, I had like 2 hours by the time I got there from me arriving to the movie starting 2 hours. I took a short nap and I was shaking through the whole movie. I didn't come down really till about halfway back home from Columbus.
God damn, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, acid is one of those drugs where you better clear a whole fucking day. Like if you listeners are planning on taking drugs, not that we're encouraging you, but if you are and you've never done it before, clear out about 12 hours because you got some fucking time to burn if you're gonna take acid.
If you're gonna do it, like say you get off work and you're gonna do it that night, make sure the next day is off.
Dude, I remember there was one time I had just recently stopped doing psychedelics. It was probably like 19 or whatever because I had a really bad experience with a experimental chemical called 2,5-I, which I'm sure that you guys might have some experience. You might want to tell your fucking crazy stories on that.
I was one of the rare people that could like just had all great times on 2,5-I.
So tell me about that, and I'll tell you about my... Well, I had a bad 2,5-I experience, like really bad. My friend pulled a fucking knife out when he was tripping balls, and he had just drank like a whole fucking... like a whole...
Keep going, Cody.
Okay, an entire bottle of Fireball whiskey or whatever. It wasn't Fireball. It was Lightning 101. So it was 50.5% alcohol. Chugs the whole thing. It was supposed to be that I bought it for my birthday to share. And fucking, like, he drinks it all. He's on the most of this shit possible. I just took it for the first time. I'm freaking the fuck out. My body's doing all kinds of weird shit. Like, my dick sucked inside of my body and became so, like, retracted inside of myself that I couldn't piss. Like, my fucking...
Is that real?
Yeah,
Are you
my
serious?
urethra, like, closed up and I couldn't piss. And my dick was the littlest I've ever seen it. Like, I don't have a big dick, but it's not a micro penis, all right?
Dude, I think I've heard so much about this story.
And I'm looking down and I'm like... My fucking dick is gone. Like, what the fuck do I do? And I'm horrified, and I'm like tripping my balls off on this. And I had just had a weird experience with mushrooms, and I was like, I'm not doing any more psychedelics. And they had convinced me on my birthday, it was my 18th birthday, to take this fucking 2,5-I. And I'm doing it, and I'm with our buddy Adam.
With a birthday gift.
And I'm with my buddy Adam, and I'm fucking looking down at my dick, and I was like, oh, God, maybe it's just inside of my head. Maybe it's all just inside of my head. I got to have somebody look at my dick to make sure that it's fine. And I was like, Adam, I need you to look at my dick. And he was like, what? And I was like, no, dude, you don't understand. My dick, like, is so retracted inside my body right now that I can't piss. Like, I feel a piss, and I'm pushing, and only drops are coming out, and I have a full piss to just trickle out. I was like, I'm freaking the fuck out, dude. And then he looks at it, and he does the thing that I wanted him to do the least. He bursts out in the tears, laughing as hard as he could possibly be laughing at how little my dick looks. And he was like, comes back into the room to tell everybody, like, it's like this. It's like, it's smaller than an inch. I was like, and I'm trying to defend my dick, what it normally looks like. And I was like, it's not a good dick, but it's my dick, and it's normally not this small, and I wouldn't be freaking out and asking people when I was, like, about to cry. Like, I'm so upset, and I have to piss so bad, and I just can't. And it's giving me the worst anxiety of my whole fucking life. And then, like, like everything just starts vibrating, and, like, everything starts getting fucking crazy. Like, I get super disassociated with where I'm at and who I am as a person, and I'm trying to figure it out. And it's unlike any psychedelic I've ever done. It's so disorienting and fucking just weird. And then all of a sudden, I was like, maybe if I drink a little alcohol, this will take the nerves away. And I go into Sean's room, and fucking Adam is polishing off this full fucking fifth of Lightning 101 that I had one shot out of, and it's this 50%, like it tastes like if you chewed Big Red and spit it into a bottle and dumped isopropyl alcohol into it. That's what it tastes like. And he drank like a whole fifth of it. And Adam gets fucking crazy as shit. And then he starts like grabbing everybody too hard and shit. Like Adam was pretty aggressive. He's a good bud, but he's no longer with us. But when he was with us, Adam was pretty like he'd grab you and not realize how hard he was grabbing you. And then he starts like getting real inside of his head, and like things start getting super weird. And I was like, dude, I gotta get the fuck out of here, and I gotta get the fuck away from Adam immediately. Like he's freaking me out. My dick is an inch and a half. I've got a centimeter of dick. Like I don't know if it's ever coming back out. I don't know if I'm gonna die because I can't piss. I got halfway through a piss and had to give up because I couldn't force the stream out anymore. I'm outside on this fucking swing set, just like trying to swing, and Sean's out there trying to calm me down. Like, dude, you're gonna be all right. He's on the fucking same amount of shit, and he was like, I'm feeling weird too. But I found out later he was just lying to me to make me feel better, and I was like, oh, you're freaking out too? And he was like, yeah, my dick's super little too, and he's trying not to laugh.
Oh, what a good
damn, dude.
He really helped me out. But Adam comes outside while he's trying to calm me down. I was like, I'm gonna fucking have my mom or my stepdad pick me up, and we'll go back to my house. I was like, I just need you with me, dude. Please don't leave. Like he was like, okay, I got you. Like we'll go back to your house and everything will be cool. And I was like, we gotta get the fuck away from Adam. And we're like trying to devise a plan to leave Adam somehow outside and run away from him as fast as possible. Like, all right, I'll see you, Adam. Take it easy. But Adam figures it out all on his own. Next thing I know, it was like out of fear and loathing, he kicks the door open like it was the fucking the bathroom scene where the dude's in the tub and he thought that he was being fucking electrocuted. He was like, ah! And I was like, oh Christ. And I look over and Adam's got a buck knife in his hand, and I was like, we're all about to die. We're all about to die. This is gonna suck ass. Like, I don't want to die on this fucking research chemical that I don't know anything about. It's my fucking 18th birthday. My dick's a centimeter big. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I'm freaking the fuck out, and then Adam is like, and he's like hyperventilating. He's breathing so hard, and I'm getting so fucking stressed out. And you could tell Sean was getting stressed out. And then all of a sudden, these people walk past, and they're talking amongst themselves. We're in this apartment complex, and they walk by, and he was like, what the fuck did you say? And then they were like, we didn't say anything, dude. And Adam was like, I got you. And he pulls the knife back out of his pants, and then he takes off running after him. And I was like, oh no, Adam's about to commit murder. And then next thing I know, my stepdad fucking rolls up, and he's like, Cody, you ready to go? And I fucking like just bolt into the fucking car, jump in, fucking put the seatbelt on, and just like hallucinate the whole ride home. Sean, like, we're trying to act casual in front of my stepdad. Not that he gives a fuck, but it was like, just like, all right, keep yourself together, Cody. And I'm sitting there like trying to like wondering if all the thoughts inside of my head I'm not accidentally saying out loud. Like I'm having an anxiety.
What happened to Adam, dude?
Fucking anxiety. We have no idea. He doesn't even know. He was like,
hold on, you guys never saw the man he chased after again.
Uh-oh.
I'm pretty sure Adam didn't kill nobody. I'm pretty sure. But
you
even
don't
if he
know,
did,
but not for sure.
You don't know.
I don't know what ended up happening, and Adam couldn't explain it either because he was like blackout drunk on top of more 2.5i than anybody else.
That sounds like someone who committed murder.
Yeah, like, oh, I don't suddenly remember this one time.
Me and Adam did 2.5i like 3 nights in a row.
Oh my god, you got to tell me about that. But all this was building to tell you that. So that was my last experience with 2.5i, and I was like, I'm done with psychedelics. I think like I don't need to do psychedelics anymore. And I've been experimenting for maybe 2-3 years, and I was like, I've had enough experiences. I think I know what this is about. I don't want to take some shit I don't know what it is unless I know for sure it's acid. Like, unless you can test it in front of me and show me without a doubt that's what it is, I don't want to do it. Like, I'll take it if it's pure, but I'm not fucking around with no research chemicals. So next thing I know, 2 months later, I'm hanging out with at the same apartment complex a bunch of people. There's probably like fucking 8 people up there, and they're all taking psychedelics, and I was the only one. I was like, I guess, the trip sitter for like 8-9 people, like just trying to fucking keep these people together and shit. And we're all outside hanging out, and then we look up, and I don't know if I've ever talked about this, but I'm super terrified of like tornadoes. Like I don't know what it is, but I'm just like horrified about like the possibility of dying being sucked into the air.
Check this out.
Freaks me the fuck out.
You live in Cincinnati. It'll never happen.
Right. I'm not worried about it. But
okay.
So this night we look up.
It has happened.
So I look up, and this. Thanks, Pat. I appreciate you. What a good
anytime
friend.
now.
What a good friend.
Changing
Pat is.
climate.
I mean, I heard that there was some rotation in the clouds tonight. Before we are on the top roof of this fucking in the studio right
That's
now.
right.
You could
Very
die
flat
right now,
grounds.
Cody. Think about that all night.
Yeah.
So, anyways, we all look up, and we're hanging out this like playset area that's right by the same swings that I was sitting on like 2 months earlier while I was freaking out. We're sitting over here, and these storm clouds come up. And they just start fucking rotating, like dark-ass, thick-ass black clouds. And I'm looking up like, what the fuck? And then somebody's like, is that a tornado? And then they're all like, dude, is that a fucking tornado cloud forming? And I look up and they're like, Cody's the only one that's sober. And I was like, and all my anxiety gets to me all at once. And I was like, that's for sure a fucking tornado. We're all about to die. And we run into the apartment. But his apartment's on like the top floor of this
terrible
fucking thing.
babysitter.
So we all sit in there and I'm having the worst panic attack ever. They're all freaking out. Everybody's calling their moms, like telling their moms they love them and shit, like thinking we're all about to die. And meanwhile, our friend Taylor's just sitting outside smoking a cigarette. Casual as fuck. She's the only one that didn't freak out. She walked the slowest into the apartment, and she was like, I think a storm's just coming. I think that you guys have just never watched a storm form before. And she's on probably the most, like, chemicals of all of us. And I was like, okay, it's just my anxiety. Everything's good. And then, like, it rains a little bit, and I'm like, okay, well, that was a weird fucking experience. Like, I feel like I'm on acid now. I'm the only one not tripping. And next thing you know, we're all outside on this fucking balcony, and out of nowhere, 3 SWAT vans come rolling up into this fucking apartment complex parking lot that we're looking out into. And I was like, for sure, they're coming for us. Like, we all have fucking drugs. Everybody's on drugs. Like, we're all fucking freaking out, calling our parents, telling them that they were about to die. I was like, this is for sure, like, something for us. And in the apartment building across from Sean, these 3 fucking SWAT, like, the big black vans or whatever show up in front of this apartment building. They all get out. There's like fucking 8 of them in every one of these things. And they just rush this apartment door. They get inside. They fucking go upstairs. And they don't bring anybody out. They just come out with like a satchel bag. And they throw it in the back of this van. They close up the back of the SWAT team thing. And then they fucking leave. And Sean like grabs me on the shoulder. And he was like, please tell me that actually happened. And I'm not losing my fucking marbles right now. And I was like, no, the SWAT team just showed up after we thought that we were going to be sucked away by a fucking tornado. For sure that happened. All right, that was my crazy trip story. Go into your taking 2,5-I 3 days in a row.
Nightmarish.
So you, with our buddy Adam, you took 2,5-I, this research chemical, 3 days in a row?
Yeah, I remember it didn't work like the last 2 times because we found out you can't take it that soon together.
Or you have to double the dose because you build a tolerance immediately.
Something, yeah. But I remember the first time we went to our buddy's house in the basement, and I remember it only happened because I got locked out of my dad's house because I came home too late. So I called him. I was like, I'm locked out. You want to hang out? So yeah, come up. As soon as I walk in, there's just some yellow powdery shit on the washing machine. And he's like, snort that shit.
And like, when you guys were doing it, you guys were doing the pure version. You guys were doing the actual powder that gets you like fucking immediately on Space Mountain. I took the shit that was on tabs, the first shit that he had, like acid, and I put it on my tongue, and it took forever for it to kick in. But the shit that you guys were doing, as soon as you snorted it, you'd be off to the races, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so he's got the powder on the thing.
Dude, it was such a weird drug because it was just like acid times 10, and I was breathing with the walls, and everything was just waving out from me. And, like, it made you sweat crazy. Like, it was so funny. I was just leaning against the wall, just tripping so hard that I couldn't, like, pull myself up for a while. So I was like, well, I can't move anywhere. I'm just going to try to get comfortable right here. This is going to be my wall for a minute. And then I peeled off. And it was like my shadow was still there. Like, I ran through the wall, like, straight up a perfect, like, outline of me in sweat. And we walked outside, because I guess we all wanted to go to these, like, soccer fields down the road, and I look up, and it straight up was like a laser light show. Like, I was
with you the night that this happened, because I remember... Oh, keep going. I'll get to it.
There was, like, a fucking grid of, like, ever-changing hologram lights that were in the sky that would make different shapes, and they would, like, eventually start spinning and, like, doing different kinds of, like, fucking the Blue Wings acrobat type of shit.
Oh, shit.
And we had one of our good friends was on it. He ended up he didn't come with us. He just stayed in the basement while everyone was gone. We forgot that he was there. Like, we were out for an hour. Like,
he was dying.
No, he wasn't. But he did break his fucking glasses. He took them off and for some reason just snapped them in half.
Oh, yeah, I was there that night. Again, one of the only people in that whole place that wasn't on fucking drugs.
Then you probably... Is that the same night where, like, a bunch of... Like, all of a sudden it just broke out into, like, a party or something?
Yeah.
And, like, people... Like, I remember I was so high, I just had to sit on the couch and just lean my head against the wall. Just like, oh, my God.
It was like me, you, Jason, Zach, Joey.
And I was waving. It was straight up like the fucking scene from Beavis and Butthead Do America when they, like, eat peyote in the desert. And it was just waving, and I would look around, and there would be, like, 5 different people in the room that I didn't see before. I'm like, oh, okay, this looks like a lot of information's going on right here. I can't focus on that. I just need to look at this wall. And the wall was spray painted, like all a bunch of different kind of art. So I was just seeing this art just like crawl onto my skin, and then all of a sudden it was on me, and I was like, oh shit, what's going on over here again? And it's a new set of people. There's just like 10 more new people that were not there. Like it
all
felt
night
like
there
a
was
second
just a fuckload
ago.
of people coming in and out, and eventually you got to a point where you freaked out, went to the other room, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's what I wanted to get to, because that's what I remember. I had to like break up this.
Then I tried to kick you. I was like, no, Cody, I don't want to leave.
No, you fucking. So you end up like getting like in a weird mindset, and you're like, dude, I gotta. And then you get up, and then you walk over to the. There was another room where you would jam in at the time. There was like a drum set, and Daniel walks in there and sits in the dark by himself in this fucking
Total
behind
dark.
this drum set on the drum seat in the total dark, and just is chilling in there. And like we all watched him leave, and just thought that like he went outside for air or something, and he just didn't come back. And I walk in there. And all of a sudden, Adam's gone. And I was like, where the fuck did they both go? And then I walk in there thinking they're outside. And Adam is in the dark trying to tell Daniel some crazy information.
Yeah, dude,
shit.
you saved me. That's right. He was telling me that I was like falling into the void, and I was like, I am.
Oh my god.
What the
He was
fuck?
trying to give him a bad trip. He was like going out of his way to be like, yeah, you're losing your mind right now. Everything's going dark. You're sinking out into the void. I don't know exactly what he was saying, but it was something along those lines.
He was trying to help me, but he was just not
Doing a
succeeding.
He
terrible
was
job.
Saying
being
the
he was
worst
being
things.
spiritual Adam.
Yeah,
And Adam
he
would
was
be on the most of any drug
he was
that
on
you were
some
taking. If you
Xavier
took a lot,
Renegade
he
Angel.
took double. Like that was Adam's thing. Like he was always on the most. I feel like maybe I'm just because he's gone, but I don't
No,
think
yeah.
I'm exaggerating.
Yeah,
really
he was the go hard.
Super go hard when it came to fucking chemicals of any sort. But yeah, he was just in there, and Daniel looks the most freaked out that I've ever seen Daniel look. He's just horrified by everything that Adam's telling him. And I was like, Daniel, you want to come in here and get some? And he was like, no, I'm going into the void. And I was like, no, Daniel, you're fine. Everything's fine. No, dude. And you're like about to kick the drum set over. I was like, come on, let's go fucking hang out. And I was like, oh no, what's gonna happen? And then we get him back in there, and our buddy Pat's just sitting on this couch. And then I look over at him, and he takes his glasses off and just snaps them in half on his lap. And I was like, everybody's like, why the fuck did you just do that? And he was like, I don't know. And it was like, oh my god. And I just watched everybody just get super disassociated from themselves doing this chemical. And I was like, fuck doing research chemicals. Like,
Isn't this also the night Josh became Christian?
It
Because
might
that's
have
when he
been.
saw he looked at everyone
Josh
and
said
saw
he was
their inner
time
mask.
traveling and said that he like knew things about people that were gonna happen.
Nah,
in the
dude, I thought he
future.
said he looked at us and he could see like into our souls or something.
Yeah,
and,
he
like,
did say some shit like that, and he said that something. He said that he thought that some type of presence had approached him as himself. It was like all this fucking super weird disassociative shit. It was
Clean
so.
Josh from the future telling him to get his life together.
Yeah, exactly. Like it worked out, I guess.
What
Patrick,
the fuck?
have you ever done anything like super mind altering like that? I feel
No.
like you're the
Do you want
straightest
to?
out of the whole
No.
bastard sermon.
Do you want to?
Maybe sometime. But what I wanted to ask you is, it sounds like you have a ton of weird experiences with this Adam guy.
I have to piss. I'll be right back.
I think
Oh,
we
yeah.
all did.
Yeah. For like, that's actually when we first started hanging out. Like, cause it was funny, cause I knew him, cause we've been going to school together since elementary school. But in middle school, we had an altercation. We got in a fight, the only fight I've ever had in school, and it was crazy. We were like decking it out. We each had each other's collars and just exchanging punches to the face. And then later, we became like the best of friends.
What the fuck?
We met each other through that, and then turns out he lived up the street from me, so it was like for 4 years, it was like I didn't go 2 or 3 days without hearing from him or seeing him. And then there was one funny time where he came over to my house way late at night, and I lived in my grandparents' house, and I was like taking care of them. They were both kind of like on like bed rest, and they lived at home. And he would come over in the middle of the night because I would be up watching them, making sure they were all good. And he would always come over drunk and high or something. And he came over super fucked up one time, and it was raining extra hard. And I remember he was outside telling me like, "Oh, dude, it was amazing. I see all the colors and I see the flowers and all this and that." And I was like, "Oh, that's cool, Adam." And he's like, "You know, it'd be really weird right now if you like grab my dick. That'd be hella gay." I'm like,
Record scratch.
I'm like, yeah, like, excuse me. You're right. You're absolutely right.
That would be weird.
That would be hella weird. He was like, yeah, you better not grab my dick. I'm like, I won't, dude. Relax.
Like some reverse psychology type of shit.
It was right outside my house in the fucking rain. It was just like light drizzling, and it
was romantic, and
yeah, it was very romantic.
Yeah,
and
dude, you want to grab my dick?
Don't you grab my dick right now, because I'll totally punch you. I'm like, oh well, I don't want to get punched. So,
but seriously, you grab this dick right now.
He was like, wouldn't it be really weird if we like wrestled in the mud? Like if we just took our shirts off and wrestled in the mud. I'm like, yeah, Adam, that'd be hella gay. And at this point, like, I'm trying everything to just be like not showing signs. I'm doing a military stance, facing away from him. Like, nope.
Talking about how much you love pussy. Just, man, pussy is delicious. Nothing better than that. And Adam's like, no, would it be cool if we dock dicks right now?
Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's weird. But speaking of drugs, I found this one video that I thought was appropriate for what we were talking about, of this girl at a rave who puts 2 LSD tabs on both of her eyes.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
Cody boofed some of my acid once.
Yeah, I did do that. I think I've told this story in the podcast before, haven't I?
I think so.
Story putting acid in my ass?
Yeah, you definitely did. I remember that.
Okay, so that was financed by Daniel and indirectly by Daniel's dad, apparently. Yeah. Remember how earlier in the podcast he said he stole from his dad once? Well, thanks Daniel's dad. Anyways.
Shout out.
I paid him back.
Yep. That you did. What is this, Pat? She puts acid into her eyeballs?
That just seems uncomfortable as fuck.
Yeah.
She's peeling apart her eye, and she's got a tab in there, and she's just putting it in the white of her eye.
I wonder that.
Oh my god,
that's not synthetic.
Oh my god,
why?
That's not synthetic either. That's like putting a small square of like a paper towel into your eye.
And she just
does this do anything for you?
Well, I mean, your body's going to absorb it. I don't know if it's really going to do anything to her eye. It might go straight to her brain quicker.
Why is she recording herself doing this?
Because she's one of those people from that scene that want to be known. Oh wow, that's her dying.
That's her?
She's literally like seizing on the ground, eyes rolled back. People like, wow. She looks rough.
Acid doesn't do that to you. So she probably had some type of fucked up research chemical inside
doing some
of that.
Party drugs on top of acid.
That's the problem with acid. Like, you don't know if it's really fucking the chemicals that, because you're getting it from some shady person. Like,
for the most part.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to watch somebody do it that I trusted and fucking.
Well, that sounds fucking crazy.
The person I get mine from, he doesn't sell it unless he tests it.
How do you test that?
You can
buy
himself.
A tester kit.
Yeah.
You could take it yourself, but like there's also tester kits that you can buy and like you dump it in. Like you have to waste like a hit or half a hit, but you throw it in this fluid, and if it turns a certain color, then you know it's real, and if it turns a different color, it's a different chemical.
Have you ever done liquid LSD?
On the sugar cubes? No, I've never done that.
It's pretty awesome.
I've only ever done it on tabs before, but my uncle had a fucking crazy story. What's going on?
Whoa. My bad.
Video segue.
Okay.
My bad. Keep going with your story. I didn't know it was going to play me.
My uncle, he had told me this story a long time ago about how his friend had liquid acid, and he was giving it to people for free, a drop at a time, if they would take it in their eye. Like if you like pulled your eye down and took a drop in your eye, but it burned like a motherfucker. Like acid is, I guess, on some level acid because it's lysergic acid diethylamide is what LSD stands for, but it's not like an actual. It doesn't have a strong pH, I don't think. So like, I guess the chemicals would just suck when it entered your eye. So he would give free drops, and then they got to Chris, my uncle, and it was like, "You want a free hit?" And he was like, "In my fucking mouth, not like I don't want in my eye. Come on, dude, I'm your boy. Like these people are just randos that are chilling in our apartment." And he was like, okay, cool. And he goes to unscrew the vial, because it's a vial with a dropper, like an eyedropper, and he unscrews the vial, but his hand trips, and he dumps the entire vial of acid into Chris's mouth. And he's just sitting there with the acid in his mouth, and he was like, dude, how many hits do I have in my mouth right now? And the dude starts hyperventilating, and he was like 400 hits. And then Chris runs to the sink and spits it all out. And he was like, dude, don't fucking spit it out. And he was like, I'm not swallowing 400 hits of acid. And he dumps it out. He just starts brushing his teeth maniacally. And he said that he doesn't get like 3 brushes in before everything just starts getting fucking weird. And he was like, oh Christ. And then he said he sat down and just started frying balls in the middle of December on this dude's couch. And he like everybody ended up having to leave because him and his like future wife are sitting on the couch, like, just holding each other. Like, she had taken a little bit, but he's like, he had the liquid of 400 fucking hits of acid inside of his mouth, and it's just like frying his balls off. And I guess there was some commercial with some fat guy destroying a Honda that he said that he couldn't stop laughing about for 30 minutes straight. And because he couldn't stop laughing, they kicked him out in the middle of the cold ass fucking winter because it's like the dude that he was chilling at, his wife got upset that they were being like loud and obnoxious and like tripping balls on their couch. So he was like, man, I hate to do this right now, but you got to get out of here. And he was like, I'm frying balls, man. This is your fault. Like, what do you mean? Like, he was like, I'm sorry, dude. My lady's getting fucking pissed. And he's like, I get it. And then he fucking goes out in the middle of the cold and he's like frying balls, and then he had to get inside of his truck with his wife and like turn the truck on with barely the heat blowing, and he's like freezing to death, and he had to sit out there for like an extra 8 fucking hours before the trip ended. He said that it lasted like 16 or 17 hours or something insane. Like, he just kept feeling the effects afterwards and shit.
Good Lord.
Surprised it didn't last forever.
Well, yeah, he's probably lucky.
That's some Operation Paperclip type of dosage.
All these stories just make me think, like, if you're going to trip, you should do it at fucking home. Because
Yeah.
everyone's just going to kick your ass
Jesus,
out.
right.
You're
Yeah,
gonna
it's
have
supposed to be
to
horrible.
drive home.
I disagree.
Have you ever-
I love going out like nature trails and stuff when I'm
Yeah.
tripping, because then that's just where you reap the most benefit.
I've only, but besides having to drive to Columbus, only one other time have done acid outside of my house, aside from that first trip.
I feel like it would be fun to do it. I've never done it before, but like in nature, you know? But just don't do it at a fucking friend's house because their ass is going to kick you out.
Have you ever
when
done
you're
any
tripping.
psychedelic chemical or anything weird?
No.
It's awesome.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Damn.
It's awesome. I'm not gonna be that guy that
I'm
says
just surprised.
drugs
like,
are bad. I mean, psychedelics are fun.
Everybody that I grew up with has done like everything. It seems like
You know, I hear so many bad stories. Like,
Yeah.
everyone focuses so strongly on, like, this really bad trip I had, and then I was stuck in it for 6 hours. That makes somebody who's never done it before, like, now, I mean, for, like, me, I'm like, oh, that sounds fucking awful. Like, it
Yeah.
sounds terrible. But, like, I don't, maybe I don't hear enough of, like, the really good stories and, like, the fun things that people experience.
Well, when
standouts.
you hear those stories, for the most part, they're with other people in a place they're not familiar with, right?
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
always
sounds
set
like,
and setting.
Yeah, exactly. It's usually triggered by something or someone they don't know, or
Yeah.
by something that fucks with their paranoia. Whereas, you know, for me, every single time I've done it at my house, aside from that one time, I plan. I'll spend a day before, like, making a playlist of weird shit I'm gonna watch. You know, like. I clear my schedule. I make sure no one's expecting me anywhere.
That's
like
how
my
all
parents
my friends are that do it.
that my
take the
parents
whole day
aren't going to
off.
talk to me. Yeah.
you have to.
Yeah,
If
you
don't, you're
absolutely do.
fucked.
Because I mean, it's fun for like the hours on end because it lasts until you fall asleep or until you hate it and you make yourself go to sleep.
You can't go to sleep on it. I can't go to sleep on it.
After like, okay, so when you're roaring for like more than 10 hours and it's like dragging on and you're getting sick of the visuals, then you can make yourself go to bed. But like at peak time, you know, it's almost impossible to go to bed.
When you're at the top of that wave, it's just like, oh,
it's you don't even want it to end, really. You want the visuals to keep coming. Like, I want to see
great
more cool
experiences
shit.
with
But
acid, like real acid, like great experiences. The bad experiences all come from doing shit that's like the weird shit that I don't fucking know what it is. You know what I mean?
but the stuff you got to worry about is for that day after is the jet lag, I like to call it, because the whole day after you're fucking worn out.
See, I never got that. I
got
called
it every time.
I always call it afterglow, because after I come down, I feel like refreshed, like I meditated for 24 hours and I'm just clear of mind. I have a good conscience. Like, I like want to do good, be productive. I'm just on my game. I feel like I took the limitless pill.
Well, what do you do on your trips? Because I watch scary and weird stuff. Like, I watch horror and weird shit on my trips.
Well, my favorite times to trip is either when I'm alone, because then I can just, like, I don't know, I'll draw a really crazy ass painting, or I'll fiddle around on the guitar, or a lot of times, like I said, I'll just meditate. I'll just think about, like, my self-reflection and just think about shit and bring stuff out, like for therapeutic things. Or at a festival where everyone I know is for sure is on drugs, and there's just kind of this comfort, like, all right, I feel safe, kind of. Yeah. Even though you're not.
You're all
could
in
get
on it
rated.
together, and you know that it's all positive.
Everyone's cool.
Nobody's trying to be a dick on acid. Like, everybody's trying to be friendly. And when people are being dicks, like, you can feel it. Like you can feel a different
Exactly.
energy.
You can
everybody,
feel the vibrations coming from them.
Everybody feels it too. They're all like, "What the fuck is this person doing? What's up, Luke?"
The Juggalos once told me a story.
Good old Juggalos.
The Juggalos went to their first gathering, and one of the Juggalos was not being very Juggalo-like, and he had
he wasn't being down with the family.
He wasn't being down with the clowns or the darkness. You know, he went into someone else's tent and he tried taking their drugs.
How much of an asshole do you have to be for the Juggalos to not like you? Like I feel like
dude, this guy got his fucking comeuppance, bro. As soon as they found the culprit, the dude who had stole the drugs, they broke into his car, they hotwired it, drove it into the fields of the gathering. And then they fucked it up. They broke out the windows, they smashed it, and then they flipped it. And I don't know if it's on, I think it's on YouTube, or they have the recording of it, of the car being flipped and beaten up. They were there, and they have the car hood.
Evidence.
Yeah, they had the car hood of that car being trashed. Yeah.
God damn. That's really fucked.
The Juggalos are where it's at when it comes to hard drugs.
I never seen anything crazy like that at a festival. One time I saw a girl breaking up with her dude, and he was like, "What's wrong? All I wanted to do was love you." I was like, "Oh,
damn, that's so real."
I know. I felt.
Do you remember when?
That's so shitty, but it's so funny.
Do you remember when you and Adam were tripping super hard, and I was like, this was when I was living at Adam's house, and I had this video pulled up from Facebook that I was watching, and it was like the first ways that they tested electricity, and one of the first ways that they did it was by killing this elephant. I think the elephant had killed its trainer or something. And then I played it, and I wasn't on drugs, but you guys were. And as soon as I played it, you and Adam just looked at each other and just looked horrified. Like, your eyes welled up with tears, like you're about to cry. And I was like, oh, shit, my bad. Like, and you guys were like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. And, like, left the room and shit because of, like, I don't know, things like that will set people off that are tripping, too.
Dude, that was kind of fun from my perspective when you were living at Adams, because I remember that, like, so many fun times. Like, one time when you came up on the house and Drunk Mary across the street did something, and there was like SWAT all out in the fucking middle of the street, had it blocked off, and you see me and Adam wide-eyed tripping balls just like right there, like talking to the cops, like, "Yep, she did it."
Oh yeah,
I was right here the whole time, officer.
The cops would be over there every day. Do you remember the time that Mary hit my uncle's truck?
Yeah.
We were chilling over at Adam's house, and he had this sliding glass door, and across the street you could see his like just white trash ass neighbors, Mary and whatever the fucking dude's name was, and my uncle's over there in his truck, and all of a sudden this car out of nowhere just comes zooming into the fucking driveway, but it goes sideways, like almost hits the door of the fucking house and shit, comes all the way back out, and then like backs up into my uncle's truck, and then she fucking almost doesn't leave it in park, like gets out the car, it keeps rolling, she's like, oh shit, puts it in park, gets out, and then she's like, what the fuck, and then we all come walking outside, and my uncle goes walking up, just looking at his truck, looking at this drunk ass bitch, looking at his truck,
and she was all mad like it was his fault.
She was like, what the fuck, why was your fucking truck there, it came out of nowhere, like,
I'll give you $50 for this
like,
piece of shit.
What do you want for this piece of shit, $50?
I'll buy it off you, you poor piece of shit.
Stupid fuck. My uncle just
what? She was saying that?
Has like $5 and crumbled ones, just drunk as shit.
My uncle, by the way, 4 teeth in his mouth, like fucking crazy looking tattoos, biker dude, big old beard, a ponytail and everything, just looks at her drunk ass, looks at his truck, shakes his head. He's a man of a few words. He's just like, ugh. And then walks back inside. He was like, I'll handle it in the morning. And then just walked back in, and fucking Mary's just going on a fucking tirade. So we started filming her. I still have this video somewhere where she's outside like throwing shit in the yard. And she goes and parks her car again in the yard and, like, has her husband and her kid outside. She's slapping her husband, and the husband's waiting for her to come inside so he can go beat her ass, and, like, all this fucking intensely psychotic fucking cokehead shit. You guys keep looking at each other and then looking at your clock.
We're just
Do we need
looking
to
at
get the
each
fuck
other,
out of
dude.
here?
No, we're just looking at each other, dude. Just
You
let
guys
us
want us
look.
to wrap up all these, like, meth stories and shit?
No.
I got
we're used to
whippet
sitting next to
stories. We
each
can
other.
keep going.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
you can keep going. I was just
Yeah.
guys made it awkward as fuck.
Well, every time, because I'm in the middle of your guys' eye contact, so every time I look over,
we're just making really stupid faces at each other for no reason.
I look over and Rachel's over here with like duck face on, and I look back over and Pat's over here, like, his whole tongue out. And I'm like, what's happening?
Do you guys need to be moved in the classroom?
Yeah, it's probably better if we just can't look at each other, to be honest.
Yeah.
You guys are maniacs. All right, yeah. Can you think of anything else fucked up or funny that happened at Adams while I was there?
I remember the one time where you and Emily were trying to sleep at like 4 in the morning, and me and Adam was jamming out on the guitar, and I was like, "That's very good, Adam." And he's just ding, ding, just hitting every sour note possible. Just make like that one dude we heard. What was his name?
Ed Super Shred.
Yeah, he was doing some Ed Super Shred licks, just flawlessly. Studying him for years.
Wow, Adam, that sounds great.
Yeah, awesome, Adam. Play him and Yoko again. Like,
Yeah, Adam, can you?
he's also trying to sing. That's like perfectly what fucking Adam sounded
Adam,
like.
can you give me a verse really quickly? And he's like, okay. Now, Adam, try playing the guitar while
That's good,
singing.
Adam. That's good, Adam. Yeah. Yeah, Adam. Oh, I like what you're doing there. I see that.
And then me and Emily are in the back, and I'm okay with staying up late, but Emily's got work in like 3 hours or whatever, and she's just laying in bed with me, like freaking the fuck out. She's like, "You gotta tell him to shut the fuck up. You gotta tell him to shut the fuck up." And I was like, I mean, it's his house. He's let me live here rent free. There's not a whole lot I can tell the man. And she's like over there freaking the fuck out. Keep going though. What ended up happening? I don't want to blow the punchline.
I don't know. I think y'all ended up kicking us out. Like yelling at us like, "Please, we gotta sleep." And then we ended up just taking our adventure somewhere.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Emily started crying. She was like, I just want to sleep. She's so exhausted. She hasn't slept all day. She worked hard all day.
Sleep exhaustion
She's
got
in the
her.
bed like holding me crying. I just want to fucking sleep and just won't shut the fuck up. And I was like, okay, I'll fucking say something. I go out there like, can you guys please shut right the fuck up? I'm trying to go to bed. Like, what are you guys doing? And they're fucking Adam's in the kitchen ballerina dancing around, fucking
Jesus
hitting
Christ.
all the wrong notes on the fucking thing. He's just in there like, do you want to hear my new song? And I'm like, Adam, please no. And he's like, no, look, I can play guitar to it too. I'm like, no, Adam, I don't want to hear that. I just want to go to bed. And I think you guys fucked off for a little while or something. All right. So we're at about another hour. Do you want to get into the next segment?
Yes, we can.
This segment's called
Man to Man.
So this next segment, we basically ask you a would you rather question, and we can change it any way we want. It could be awful, it could be great for you, or it could be both. So I just thought of one right at the top of my head. Would you rather take 500 hits of acid through your asshole just one time, or would you rather have horse hooves for hands and feet, and you have to gallop
Forever?
around? Yeah.
For the rest of my life.
Yeah.
That could make me money. I could become famous through that.
Be Horseman?
I could make a living be Horseman.
What if you were permanently fucked in the head, man, because you took 500 hits of acid in your asshole, Daniel? You didn't think about the money involved in that now,
I don't think anyone cares about
get all
the
the
500
crazy
hits,
money.
man. I don't think that's as uncommon as you think.
You can get a nice crazy check every month.
Yeah, that's true. I could live with the crazies.
So you'd go Horseman.
You'd let people ride you?
Yeah, for like have someone hold a rope around me, just let me go around in circles.
You have a trough and
Yeah,
shit?
yeah.
Damn, that's funny.
This is getting weirdly sexual.
Okay. Okay. Pat, are you saying what would I do?
Yeah.
Man, well, I have always wanted to insert an entire book of acid into my butthole. I mean, that's always been a childhood fantasy of mine. But I think I'm also going to go horse feet because it seems less traumatic.
Luke?
A book of acid in my asshole.
Of course you would.
Did you 500 hits of acid in your asshole?
Here's the important question.
That was
Here's
clearly the wrong
important
answer for you, Pat.
Do you have to crumble it up into a ball and jam it into your asshole, or can you go a hit at a time?
It's liquid acid.
Oh, so you're getting like
You
an
gotta split
acid
the whole
enema
thing up there. Oh yeah, it's an
You have to-
acid
An
enema.
enema of some LSD.
You have to butt chug some acid right quick.
Oh
All right,
boy.
let's do it.
I feel like if they say you can't die on acid, but I think if you butt chug a whole vial of liquid acid, you could probably die on acid.
Didn't they kill
I
an
had a
elephant
great
with acid
time on acid, dude. On liquid acid, I ate.
up your butt?
I ate, no.
See, there you
It
go.
was on a sugar cube though.
What was it up your butt?
Talking to the mic, Daniel.
Well, I took it. I ate Hooters and then I watched Logan. I had a great time on liquid LSD.
Oh my God, you took acid and watched Logan?
Yeah.
Were you in tears by the end?
No, I had a great time.
You were laughing at the death scene.
Like I
Yeah,
said,
absolutely.
when I take acid, I like to watch weird and horrible stuff.
I remember.
I don't watch snuff,
You showed me.
but I watch weird stuff.
Natural Born Killers for the first time when I was on acid. That was
No, the first time we watched that was when
on the brownies.
we took all the brownies. Yeah, that was the first time we watched that.
I thought the brownies didn't work,
They
and I
didn't.
thought I was high.
They didn't.
Maybe you showed me Fear and Loathing then.
It was probably Fear and Loathing.
Mm-hmm.
I got another one.
I got. Go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead.
No, please.
Okay. Would you rather happily work for Hitler for your job, or would you rather work for a pack of hyenas?
What the fuck is this question, Patrick?
How do I work for hyenas?
Well, they're just your boss.
don't.
You were in the savannah.
Are they
with a
like the
pack of
hyenas from Lion King?
No, they're regular hyenas. They'll eat you if you really look at them the wrong way, but you roll with them. You have to hang out with them.
But I'm sure if you pick hyenas, Patrick's gonna be like, "Oh, you wouldn't work for Hitler happily?"
So I'm just one of their
you're happy
boys.
when you're working for Hitler, but you're doing horrible Hitler things.
Like, what specifically is my job working for Hitler?
Well, you be gassing people
That's literally my job, to turn on the valve for
while
the gas
torturing
chamber.
little children.
While
at the same time.
torturing.
It's
At the
pretty
same
horrible.
time, you're
I have to do
operating
2
the
jobs
gas
at
chamber
once?
and-
What the fuck
One
is
hand
that?
for the knob, the other hand with the prod.
Prod. It's just jabbing children in cages.
You say, but you're doing it happily. So you could work for a pack of hyenas. And it's about like 30 years until you retire.
For hyenas.
What's happened to man?
Really? What?
Or
What?
you
It's
could
gone
be-
downhill.
Would you rather be a Nazi or work for dogs? Well, Pat, you made this one difficult as always.
Good
But
lord.
I think I'm gonna work for the dogs, seeing as how they probably wouldn't have a whole lot of work for me. It seems like a cake job.
Well, you just got to try not to get eaten.
We're gonna need some work done on these man-to-mans.
What if I just don't
Where's
show
Rachel
up to
at?
work
Doesn't
for
Rachel
the
have good
hyenas?
man-to-mans?
What's
That's a
that?
loophole, right? I can just not show up to work for the hyenas. I
Oh,
can just be a...
they'll
Could
call
get
you.
fired.
They'll call
They're
you,
gonna
Pat,
call
on their
you.
hyena phone?
I'm gonna work for the
yeah.
hyenas. I'm just not gonna show up for work. I'm gonna dodge their calls.
Yeah, what do you mean? Can't you do the same
They'll
for
come back. They'll go by your house.
My girlfriend's like, "Who's calling you?" I'm like, "Oh, just these fucking
Just fucking
hyenas. Don't answer it." Just this group of hyenas.
All right, Daniel, I
boss.
have one. Would you rather be a neo-Nazi or eat a delicious steak?
Oh God.
I'm just saying, this is one of Pat's. It's like so difficult to choose. I don't know. Those red armbands have always looked kind
How
of
is
cool.
the steak cooked?
Pretty well.
Well done.
The perfect.
Oh.
That's the only downside.
That's the line for me, dog.
Gas and Jews is the life for me.
I don't want to. It's just, I'm not eating a well done steak.
Yeah.
You gotta have principles, dude. You gotta have
You'd rather
morals.
have principles and morals. So I'd rather be a neo-Nazi.
Okay.
Oh, that's going right in the intro.
So you would be a neo-Nazi then, but you would rather work for a pack of hyenas than happily be a Nazi? I don't get it.
Wait. Now you're adding I'm not happy.
No, you're happy as the Nazi when you are, torturing and doing all that stuff, but you chose to be a pack of hyenas.
That's
Work for
because
them.
that was a cop out though, because I don't have to work for them. I can just, like I said, I'm just going to avoid them.
I gotcha. Well, I'm good on my man-mans.
You don't say. Would you rather drive the Scab Mobile, or would you rather?
Luke, what the fuck is a Scabmobile? You can't be like, oh, I'm gonna save
Can I
man
have
to
some
man
scab
real quick.
flakes while I'm eating, like the fucking Sunny in
Yes.
Philadelphia episode?
Some Scabby Lukes.
Except I'm have Scabby Lukes driving my scab car.
You can have a bowl of Scabby Lukes while driving your Scab
Is it
car.
powered by scabs?
That was exactly why it's called the
I
Scabmobile. Is
messed up
because
ahead.
it's fueled via scabs.
Okay.
You need to have a constant stream of scabs to get from point A to B with the Scabmobile, or everything you touch secretes semen.
What? Like everything I touch
Orgasms.
from now immediately once I
Yep.
touch it?
Uh-huh.
Just
And
the
they
spot?
don't
The
they
spot?
don't stop until you let go. Like if I am you and you
Drink anything. God, why? God.
No, you can touch
Hug
things.
your grandma.
No, Grandma, you're back to normal.
You
Like
can
as soon as
touch
I let
the-
go, it's no longer coming.
Yes, you can touch inanimate objects, but when you touch animals and people, they're orgasm mode right away.
That seems helpful.
So Scabmobile,
Like I could
or
do that.
you,
I could just like touch someone, just like, oh.
What if it's your parents,
even if don't matter.
It's a price I have to pay.
grandparents?
How often do you have to touch your parents and your grandparents? Though, as an adult?
That's a good question. What if you have to shake someone's
At
hand
least
at
I'm
work
not-
or
at
something?
least
If it
they're
was
not
up to me,
feeling
it'd be
pain.
never.
Alrighty. Okay, I think I have a man-to-man.
Well, did you pick
I want that scab car.
scab car?
Sweet scab
I'll take
car.
the scab car, Bob.
You can go ahead and get the scab.
Where do I
paint job
purchase
if you
scabs to fuel
Special
it?
order Amazon.
Yeah, they're actually not. I
50-pound
looked.
bag.
Can
I've
we buy
looked.
scabs on Amazon right now?
You have to grow them yourself, or
Oh.
you should just start adopting children so they
And hurt
become
the-
your scab banks.
That's sadistic. And pointless.
Okay, I've got one. So, would you rather have a 1-inch dick and normal balls and normal rest of your body, or a 10-inch dick but an 80-pound nutsack?
Either one's like equally useless.
I mean, you got that big, fat, old
I'd choose the
80-pound
first one.
nutsack. You know how ladies love an 80-pound nutsack, Daniel.
Yeah, the second one seems laborious.
Seems laborious.
Yeah.
Imagine, walking around with that shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you got
All
a
It'd be
waddling
like, it'd be like
everywhere.
South Park. You
I
just
need a
bounce on it.
wheelbarrow. Oh, can I use it like a bounce thing?
It's gonna hurt.
Yeah, you can use it as a hippie
Oh.
hop. I mean, it's gonna hurt because you got big cancer balls, but sure, you can do it.
Cancer balls.
Oh, yeah, I'm going with the first one.
Luke,
Oh, dude.
tiny old peener, 10-inch peener, 80-pound nutsack.
I mean, if I can actually bounce on the nuts, then the nuts.
Okay, Patrick.
I'd choose the first one for sure.
All right,
the
all right.
other one sounds completely crippling in the bedroom.
I'm gonna change it up. Rachel, I'm gonna ask you this question, but I got a little caveat. So, would you rather Patrick have a 1-inch dick or a 10-inch dick and 80-pound nuts?
Oh, definitely the nuts.
Definitely the
giant
nuts.
nutsack.
I
would
And
crush
your
you.
reasoning.
I would
Sir.
crush you.
Because I would hope that I could get rides. Like I could strap onto his back like a backpack. As
Like
we
it's your
bounce
fetish or
around.
something. You ride on my nutsack.
No, like I
I always wanted to
you
ride
hold-
that big majestic nutsack through the
You
wind.
buy a saddle and you're like, look, it's okay. If you're into it,
Where do you order a nutsack saddle from?
Amazon.
We'll have one special made.
Custom.
Yep, that's my thing.
All right.
So-
Okay.
Rachel,
She was
do-
very quick to answer, size
Yeah.
queen. All right. So, anyways,
Rachel, do you have a man-to-man before we wrap this bitch up?
I'm not prepared. So no.
give us an old one. You've got an old one in your head, right?
Okay. Would you rather have an entire block of cheese as a head?
Okay.
Or-
Okay. I'm with you. My face is
Okay.
delicious.
Okay, but you're like you can talk and stuff. Like you're alive.
It's
you know?
crumbly.
It's not like it's debilitating. Like,
Sentient cheese.
yeah,
Okay.
you're cheese, and you don't
Wait,
go
what,
bad.
What kind of cheese is it? Is it blue cheese? It's all stinky and shit?
No,
or-
you're
Oh,
Swiss.
God.
What is it?
Swiss.
Swiss? So you don't
Bunch of
even
holes.
smell. You just smell.
You do have a lot of holes though.
And if I cut cheese off my face to eat it as a snack,
Does it regrow?
Does it regrow?
Yeah,
it's
because
important.
I want some cheese.
No.
Yeah.
No,
Avoid
so-
the birds.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
no.
It doesn't regrow.
So wait, can you whittle your face in any
No,
type
that's
of
horribly
cheese block
painful.
face
Yeah,
as you
it's
want?
like
Oh,
carving
man.
pieces of your face out.
Okay.
You bleed, but it's not just cheese.
Self-mutilation.
Can you go out in the hot sun? Will your cheese face melt if you go out into the hot sun?
Yes. Your cheese. Yes.
Oh, so it's would you?
Well, I mean, a slice of Swiss cheese doesn't just instantly melt. It might get a little soft, you know.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Asking
Or
if you want to be a ginger.
Or
Oops. All right.
you have 2 kitchen knives for hands.
Well,
Like butter knife, kitchen knives,
Like
or
one
steak?
knife per arm, you know.
Be-
So it's it just comes down to
Okay,
be a
so-
cheesehead or be Baraka from Mortal Kombat.
okay,
No,
hold on.
they're butter knives. They're not they're not gonna do anything.
Let's
Oh,
dissect this for a
shit.
second. How do you take a piss? Like you gotta hold your dick, right? So you're just like trying to butter knife your dick out of your pants to go piss. How do you pick your nose? How do you fucking do anything? You don't wipe
with
your
the
ass.
back end, the dull part of the blade, and then the face of it, so it's flat and smooth.
You could just wrap the toilet paper. So remember,
Mummify it.
remember the story of the woman who had the really long nails and she wrapped the
Oh,
toilet paper around the
no.
nail.
But she had
It's
she had
It's kinda like
fucking
that.
digits that she could move to do this. How are you getting like what? You stick the
a bidet.
It's a
you get a
fucking
bidet.
workout.
You get a bidet.
Okay, but that is not the extent of what I use my hands for. Like, how do I edit this podcast? I'm over here jamming forks into the side of this fucking recorder and shit,
Carefully.
trying to get it to or kitchen knives. I'm sorry.
I mean, you could still type and stuff. You just
You just gotta stand up
one
and
key at a time.
I feel like this would ruin my whole life if I had to fucking have butter knives instead of hands. Like, I'm an artist. I fucking play guitar. I couldn't do anything that I loved anymore. Can't jerk off anymore.
you cut it off.
One of my 3 loves.
I'd be a cheesehead. Can I do a man-to-man?
I think I
Yeah,
am.
absolutely.
Yes, please.
All
Oh my
right,
God.
man to man.
Now you can't do it
Would
anymore.
y'all rather be very rich and successful, but like way in the past, like 100 BC, or
Wait, Daniel? What kind of Fred Flintstone world do you think that people lived in 100 BC?
well, like you
Okay,
have
well,
a lot
I
of
guess 100 BC
resources.
isn't
You got
that
food.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm thinking longer.
You got
there
You're
was,
like
like-
the chieftain of a tribe or something.
Asian dynasties and stuff were founded during
Yeah.
those times. I mean, there were times and people who were
Ancient- Ancient Rome,
peoples.
ancient Egypt. Yeah, there's definitely cultures.
But
100
it's-
BC. I was thinking way old. I don't know why my brain.
But
went.
it's still kind of shitty because you're missing out on a lot of creature comforts you used to, or be really poor and like impoverished, but way in the future when everything's just generally better.
I mean, I feel like that's the life I'm living now.
Yeah.
Pretty poor and in the future. I feel like every day that I walk around, I'm like, this is for sure the future.
I
There's
feel like in the
VR and shit. Like I've never.
the future would be way better. Being poor in the future, that'd be
Yeah,
way better.
but
I'm
you're
sure they
still
have so
living
much-
in the streets and you're not sure if you're getting food, but you're in the future.
At least
and
you're
you
not
got
gonna-
I'm sure in the
robots
future they'd
instead.
figure that out, though, right?
At least you're not gonna
No,
die.
say the future is just like just a more advanced version of this, like
Are
some kind of
you-
dystopia.
Like so. Okay, could I go back in time knowing what I know now? Would I be the same person, or
No, you
No.
would have the mindset of someone from that time.
I would probably choose that because I mean, you wouldn't have the knowledge of knowing that, like, oh, there's so many creature comforts. You wouldn't miss any of those things. So you would really, in that situation, like, just be rich and famous, like rich, like, and enjoying life.
Yeah, you'd have a bunch of slaves or something. Whatever they were doing
Well,
back
I
in
mean,
100 BC.
I'm not saying like that.
Be great, right, Rachel? You've always wanted slaves, haven't you?
Well, no, that's not what I'm saying.
people
That's
People
what we're
will
that's what we're
go.
titling this episode. Rachel wants slaves.
Rachel
Wow.
will never come on this podcast ever again. Like, I'm playing Zukai Tycoon. You fucking
You guys-
morons
you
go
guys
do
need to-
this in a backyard.
You're gonna get out of my house. Every one of you.
I'm sorry.
Okay, fair enough, but I don't want to die at 30 of typhoid fever or something stupid. Like, I don't want to have yellow fever and just croak at 35. Like, it
Well-
seems like that happened like, bear attacks were just a way that people died back then. Like, that was just a
Or
normal-
dysentery.
Yeah, shit yourself to death, be eaten asshole first by a wild animal, or some horrible fucking fever. Like, I don't know. It all seems pretty bad back then, even if you were rich. Like, you didn't have access to any health care. But then again, if you're fucking poor in the future,
You're fucking poor and living on the streets. You don't really have
this
access
is a
to those
good
things
one because they
either.
equally suck.
Thank you.
This is a good
They
one.
equally suck.
They're both terrible. But wait, can't you get out of being poor eventually?
Yeah.
Isn't that?
I feel like
That's always the possibility. And even when you're rich, you could become poor. Like,
You're right.
your people could just mutiny you. Like, fuck you.
It's
But
all
how
about
likely?
opportunity.
that is. a
It's up
good
to
one.
you how you run that shit. You just get a start.
I think I'm going for the future one though. Probably that one seems better. I don't know why.
I picked the future.
I would just hope that people would advance more in the future and like things would be better and it would be
Maybe
a
we'll
cooler
be
world to live in.
cyborgs and we don't have to worry about our health or eating.
But then how are you
But
fucking
we're
ever
still
poor?
dirt poor living on the street.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Know what I mean?
Yeah, Pat. We're all engaged now. Okay, well, there's dead, awkward air, silence, and
Time to wrap the bitch up.
all right, Daniel. Thanks for coming on. Plug all
Thank
your
you,
shit real
guys.
quick.
This Saturday, I'm doing a show with my country band Red Idol Rejects at in Springfield, Ohio, at the Veterans Memorial Park. They're having a food truck festival. That's really cool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And I also will do sound, and I have a system I can put up if anyone's looking to hit me up. You need a sound tech or something for your show or event, just hit me up at 513-546.
Are you just giving
Maybe
your phone number on the air? Don't
I
do
give
that
my-
for sure.
Call
Don't
for
do
a
that.
good time.
Can I give
Let's
my
not-
email?
Do you have maybe an email address or
All
a
right.
Facebook?
Hit me
or
up
something?
at danfergusonmusic@outlook.com.
Spell Ferguson for the listeners.
FERGUSON.
Okay, Dan Ferguson music at gmail.com. Is that right?
Outlook.
Outlook.com. Okay, powerful. And anything else that you want to plug? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay, hit Daniel up if you need any fucking audio production. He does high quality shit, and go check out his country music band, which I can't imagine that there's no way that we didn't talk about during this fucking episode. What are we doing? As
Fuck, we should have you come back
We're,
on.
we're
Ken,
doing
I
what we're
would
doing
love
right
to
now,
come back on.
rambling.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else we have to plug?
I don't think so. I'm good.
Remember to join the Bastard Sermon Facebook group to check out all the crazy memes and videos everyone's sharing all of the time. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all that shit.
We're on YouTube now. No one's paying attention to us on YouTube right now. So if you guys like YouTube, check that shit out.
Pay us attention on YouTube.
Video to come soon.
Check out Between the Covers and listen to the SCC podcast. They're great dudes from Boston.
Fuck yeah. All right. Have a good night, fuckers.
Peace, bitches.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for...
Are you fucking serious, Patrick? Thank you for listening to another episode of the Bastard Sermon. Luke's going to give you a whole list of places where you can find and follow and listen to us while Patrick sits here in agonizing, crushing embarrassment.
You can follow the Bastard Sermon at Bastard Sermon on Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram at the Bastard Sermon. If you want to listen to more episodes of the Bastard Sermon, we are on Stitcher, Player FM, Libsyn, iTunes, Castbox, and now recently we are on RockStarsGlued3.0.com. Check them out.
Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit.
But don't go to Twitter because we never update that shit because we don't give a fuck about Twitter.
Yeah,
fuck you, Twitter.
Yeah.
As of now.
All
But
right.
that could change. At the Bastard Sermon. And if you really want to go to the Twitter and make that shit happen, it's at Bastard Sermon because some fuckhead took the from us. All right.
That cunt.
That does it. Anything else we need? Did you tell them we're on Spotify now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right. Let's go. Bye.
See ya, bitches.